Hi everyone. What do we talk about tonight? Do we talk about, have we signed anyone yet? What about this Zubamendi fiasco? Look, I'll just say a few names, okay? We'll just say, and I'll leave it up to you. Shumani, Bellingham, Casido, Zubamendi. You can throw Lavia into that mix as well, if you want. So what do you think of it? Really, what do you think of those? I've said all along, I've said for years, we're like spinning tops that you used to have when you were a kid. Little spinning tops, spin. And if you were good at spinning, you won the jackpot. To say like I'm fuming is an understatement. It really is. It's an understatement for everything. I'm being honest. I'm going to see what these say, these new lads. Yusuf, this is the episode I've been waiting for. Time to go on a massive rant. Yusuf again. I thought Richard Hughes and Edwards were the messiah of the scouting industry. I'll come right back to that. TW, even if Franco, what are we going to talk about tonight? Ian Mack, not good luck. Not a good look for the club or Hughes with this latest farce. Laughing stock again. I could do with that, to be honest, the Raw. The Anfield Raw, I could do with all that. I'm telling you now. Chris, all the way from Montenegro. Greetings, Frank, and the true red chatters. I like that. I like that. We've become a laughing stock. Everyone's taking the piss out of us, says Yusuf. Ian Mack, Diaz to Man City rumours earlier this afternoon. I nearly blew a fuse. That would be the ultimate insult to fans. I'm going to bring my guest in a moment, but I just need to get these out because I've got the Fozzo. I've got the Fozzie with me tonight. Good evening, Frank. Hope you're okay, says Paul Turner. I'm like the rest of them. They're like the rest of us. I'm fuming, Paul. The Anfield Raw. Richard Hughes hasn't got the pull. He couldn't get the deal done. Get out of this club all summer. And under a week until Prem starts, and we're farting about for 2 weeks with a guy who didn't want to come. Chris says, Steve, you never woke up, made the most accurate comments on Sunday's chat show. The core problem is that too many LFC fans are cloned by the USA media, aka Fenway. Edwards, you were right about the Bournemouth boys. I said it all along. Thanks, Edward. Thank you. Thank you. I did say it. I said, honestly, I said today, Richard Hughes thinks that he's still at Bournemouth. He doesn't realise the gravity of Liverpool. He doesn't realise it. And I don't think Edwards does as well. You've got to be... You've got to look at everything. You've got to look at everything. You've got to look not just through a keyhole. You've got to open the door and see the bigger picture. That's what you've got to look at with this lot. And Robert Blundell says we couldn't even sign a birthday card at this rate. Yeah, right there, Robert. And Chris says, and it's ridiculously late to prepare for a new season, with the first 8 teamers getting their first dose, in closed brackets, of the salute culture. Salute. TW, I think some of these content creators need shutting down. They fuel the fire of the Edwards Hughes and FSC crap show. That's a powerful statement. And do you know what? I agree with it. I totally agree with it. You can see why Jurgen Klopp left. I'm going to say this, I'll just say it once. Edwards and Ward walked out on Liverpool. They left Jurgen Klopp in the lurch 2 years before he left. Think about that. Just think, and all of a sudden, they're back. Then Jurgen leaves. Think about it. Just think about it. Open. Don't look through the keyhole. Just open the door. Just open the door and have a look at the bigger picture. Ale, big up Frank. We got a fraud as a sporting director. You wouldn't cocoa, Ale. You wouldn't cocoa. I'm gonna I'll have to say this. Sorry, Frank, I had to turn off the other. I can't listen to your guest anymore. He spouts and knows absolutely nothing. Well, you're gonna listen to this fella. This fella came to Liverpool, went to the match, and didn't come to see. I don't live far from the ground. I don't live far from it. I've only got to open the window, can hear the door. But he just, I think I don't think that he I'm not saying bottle or anything, but he's a good lad that he mightn't have liked asking for, my address in case I refused, but open to it. And there's the great lad himself. There's the Foz.
Frank, don't take it out on me. It was a quick visit. I've got another day coming, and this is gonna be a longer visit. So I've got a special occasion for you. So don't worry about it, mate.
Excellent.
Big up everyone. Big up. Frank, what's going on, mate? What? I wonder if those people that was training us not so long ago, how they feel now. How do they feel now, Frank?
Well, this is it. You've only got to look at these wonderful comments. Everybody, look, these are all good rents. You went to a bloody America to watch them play. No, you came to Liverpool to watch them play.
2 days later, when I landed, and I drove all the way from London to Liverpool. 2 days when I landed, people. No sleep at all. Came back from America, watched them in Philly, and then 2 days later, I'm in England, and I went straight to Anfield, and I'm back again yesterday. There you go. This is how far I travel for this football club.
Well, it's not only how you travel, it's here, isn't it, for you? It's your heart. It's your heart and soul. And it's like every one of these lads on the chat, I'm looking over at them, and every one of them, I'll just pick one out. Youssef, for example, only club in the top 5 leagues not to sign anyone. Disgraceful. The Anfield Road. Frank, was I right? I don't see who they've identified all summer, and they've only identified the most famous midfielder on the market. It shows there is no plan B. Also, far too much to do. So it's over to you now. For you've been, as I said, you've been there to America to see them in these pre-seasons.
Yeah.
In pre-season, you came all the way, drove all the way from London after landing from America, all the way to see them play on Sunday.
Yeah.
To see Liverpool. So what's your take now on Zubimendi, the farce of that, and the lads who are talking here?
Frank, I don't know if anyone spoke to you about the transfer window. Like when you're going for transfers, August is the worst period that you go for transfers, especially at the end of August. Like we only got 2 weeks left, or I think a week and a half left, something along those lines.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, you have to be 100%, not 99.9% sure, 100% you're going to get that player over the line. I know what they try to do, Frank. And I'm not a fool. You're not a fool, Frank. You've watched Liverpool for far too long. You watched these owners for far too long. What they did was they prolonged the transfer, thinking they got this guy. That's what they did. They prolonged it. So, when it comes near the end of the season, near the end of the transfer window, there's no time for the Liverpool fans to say, who's next? You get what I'm saying, Frank? So that's why you're going to ask the next question, right? That's why, as soon as you buy that guy, if we bought him earlier, that's what the fans were going to ask. Who's next after Zubimendi? So what they did, they prolonged it. They sold the likes of Carvalho to raise the money for this guy. As soon as they got the money, they went straight to Real Sociedad and said, we want to buy. Obviously, they told the player, here's the money, buy out your buyout clause. And the player said, nah, I'm staying at it. So all that time they wasted, the player was thinking. You're forgetting, not everybody's about money. Some players are homegrown. They don't want to leave the club. You know what I mean? We experienced some of the players at Liverpool Football Club in the past. You know what I mean? We was not successful in the 90s and the early noughties and all that stuff. Players stayed because of the love of the club. Spain, it happens, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. So what happened was the player, they gave him time to change his mind. Just like the other transfers, Frank. Let me give you an example. Fekir, what happened in that transfer? No, let me give you an example, guys. Let me say something, actually. I said this in my stream earlier. So if you look at I'll give you 4 guys, yeah? You look at Fekir, you look at Zubimendi, you look at Tchouameni, and you look at Caicedo. What have those 4 got in common, Frank? What have those 4 got in common? They announced it before they signed them. They announced it before they signed them. So what happened with those 4 transfers? They all failed. The only signings we get is those under the radar signings, which are poor signings every single time. And that's what they're trying to do again. They're doing it right in your face. The worst part of it, guys, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about winning. You know what I mean? Like I said in Frank's streams in the past, they're forgetting what this club represents is about winning. And they want to lower your expectations. They've been doing it for the last few years. Jurgen Klopp left. Jurgen Klopp is not well. Jurgen Klopp left because they're putting through stress years within years within years. He had to get players from the bottom of the barrel, take them to the top, and then he had to do it again and again and again. And dude, that takes its toll on the body, man. The guy is screaming on the sideline every single time, shouting, running up and down for the football club, giving his heart to this football club. And they drove him to the point of bad health. And now he's retired of football. He's no longer a manager he doesn't want to be a manager anymore because they put him in this situation. From a position of power, you strengthen, and they never did that season after season after season.
Okay.
What evidence do people need, Frank? Like, these owners are not here for us. They never were.
I'm glad you mentioned Klopp there because I've got to mention Sloot. Because Sloot, apparently 48 hours before we found out this news about Zubamendi and no plan B. Sloop was talking to, he was actually talking to him on the phone. Now, where's my point? Imagine. Now, I said it ages ago. I said this. Now, before I tell you, he turned around, was talking to him, right? And then 48 hours later, didn't want to come. Now then, if Jürgen Klopp was still manager and he was talking to him, what do you think would have happened?
He'd be coming.
Exactly. So
like every other top player that came to Liverpool.
Well, I said, and I got shouted down for this, because I didn't know this fella. You didn't know Sloop. No one on here knew him. Nobody. And I said, do you think this fella, he's only been in the job for 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
5 years. And I said at the time that he came, will he have the pulling power of Klopp?
Exactly, man.
And someone on here went like that. What do you think, Frank? I said, no, we won't. No one knows him. And then, you know, someone else said, well, it's the club that has the pulling power. I said, no. I said, it's the fella in charge. It's the fella in charge who has the pulling power.
Mm-hmm. Spot on. People forget that, you know what I mean? Players, do you think, Frank, think about it this way, guys, yeah? I'm talking to everyone right now, yeah? Please hit the likes and subscribe and all that stuff for Frank's channel, man. Let's get him to 1,000 as soon as possible. He deserves 50,000, not 1,000, you know what I mean? But let me just put it out there, Frank, yeah? Do you think the likes of Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah, all these guys come into Liverpool with lower wages than they were like gonna get in other clubs? Ain't because of that manager?
Exactly.
Real Madrid was chasing Alisson. Chelsea, who paid ridiculous amount of money, was chasing Alisson. He chose Liverpool. Why? Because all they have to do is talk to Klopp, and Klopp
exactly. Exactly. You see him after every game, and even like you see him hugging them. Mm-hmm. Every game. Been going over hugging them like a baby. You're my baby. You know what I mean? You're my little baby. And the passion he showed towards the players, the passion he showed towards you and me and all these chatters.
Oh,
he showed us passion. He got the club and he showed all the love and the passion and everything else. Jürgen Klopp. And as I said at the opening, Foz, I said this. I mentioned the names, you know, Shumani, Bellingham, Casido.
Oh, I forgot about Bellingham. That's 5 now. If you put Bellingham in, that's 5.
And, you know, you can throw Lavia in the mix as well. That's what I said. You can throw him in the mix too, right? Now the point is, I said it all along, all along with these players. I said, watch the spin. And what was the spin? He wanted to go to Real Madrid, and people fell for that. People fell for it all the time. Everything. As I said at the beginning of it, we're spinning tops, and the owners keep spinning.
Yeah.
Spinning, and people, but I don't. And yet I've never once turned around. And I got accused of this by someone on someone's pod. Oh, you know, you're always wanting the FSG out. I said, I've never said that. I've never said it in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. And I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I just don't like them because people think that they built the big stand, you know, the main stand. They haven't. We built it.
They borrowed money to build it. They borrowed money. Yeah.
The AXA. They built the
training ground.
The training facilities. They've done nothing for Liverpool. Absolutely nothing. And JK actually came on and said at the time that JK came on at the time and said that when we went off, we're worth $5 billion, and he said, "Who made that $5 billion? It wasn't them.
No.
It was Jurgen Klopp."
Spot on.
That's how we've got more fans in the fan base. That's why we were looked at more times in the Premiership last season, because of that man. I've got Darryl. I've got Darryl. I'm sorry there. I've got Darryl there. I didn't see him. Hiya, Darryl.
Evening, boys. How are you? Right.
Big up, Daryl, man.
Big up, Foz. How are we doing?
Not good, but we're trying.
Yeah, mate.
So listen, Darryl, what's your take on this Zubimendi stuff and the selling of Carvalho and the rest of them, by the way, and the rumours about Diaz going to Manchester City?
Just another typical transfer window from us. It's just ridiculous now. They're just trying to take away every single piece by piece of everything that Jurgen built. Players, anything associated with him, trying to just completely and utterly destroy his legacy. As I've said from time, and me and you said in May, Frank, Liverpool will not make no sign this year. There you go. We were right all along.
You did say that to me. And you know what? Can I just what Peter Davis says here, the Foz? Listen to this. Good evening, Frank. We have shown our hand. Now wait. It's going to be hard to get a number 6 now. Not a good start for Hughes. Very unprofessional.
That's
what he says. And it's unprofessional. Remember when he went on holiday a few weeks ago and he said, well, everyone was saying, where's Hughes? And because everyone was buying. Where's he? Oh, he's on holiday, is he?
Madness. Evening anyway, guys.
Evening, JK, bro. I hope
what are you saying, bro?
It's the JK there, yeah.
Easy, Gerald. Yeah, I think everyone with that news, that's why I never ever jumped on no like bandwagon and hype, because as soon as I realised we were going after him, I thought, okay, at least we can get one guy in. But slowly that feeling we're going to get him sort of was dying out, because I realised, you know, when you want to get a deal done, normally it's done like bang, bang.
Exactly, mate.
And if City was in our position, they would have got that deal done, wrapped up. The feeling is for me, though, Zubimendi, if so many good teams are after him, Bayern, Arsenal, us, what is that guy's desires, man? He wants to stay at Sociedad his whole career, you know? They never won a Champions League. They got no real pedigree. Fair play to them. They've had a few good seasons and stuff, but the guy needs to like move on with his career. And I'm thinking, who's he waiting for? Real Madrid? Because I heard Barcelona even put a bid in for the lad. So is it just Real Madrid left?
I've even heard JK Arsenal. Arteta contacted him to stay another year as well. That's what I've heard as well. So yeah, listen, it's a mess. It's a mess, JK. You know what I mean? And it's like what Frank just said. It's unprofessional. It's not only unprofessional in regards to the player. So like what Richard Hughes is doing right now. We have to look at the transfer, guys. There's only 2 weeks to go. What team is going to let a player go right now? I mean, you got to think about it. They got to replace that player. So it's going to take another week or two for that team to replace the player. You know what I mean? And it could be a panic buy for them as well. So I don't think this transfer is going to happen anytime soon, the way we're going, unless we're going to pay extraordinary amount of money for the player, over 100 million or something like that, you know, that is not worth. That's the only way we could get a player probably out of his club. So think about that way, guys, 2 weeks to go. And what team is going to let a player go right now? When they already set the season that's going to start.
We are
only a week
Carlyle.
away. It's going to be in the next weekend, isn't it, the season? So who's going to let player go?
And we did yesterday. Carvalho, bang, you know. When you look at the fee, 27 million. You know what? I would have just kept him. We got enough games. Like the guy
I wanted Carvalho to stay.
Yeah, it's like the
I
way
wanted him to stay.
I wanted him to stay because the pre-season he sort of stepped up, got a few goals and stuff.
He did step up.
he did stepped up, and like what he said in his interview yesterday was sort of like he wanted to be loved and this, that, and the other, and so I think we've sort of he didn't do himself any favors with his face, because I remember last season his face, it was always like in a mood, you know, him and Ben Doak, and I said he better change his attitude, you know, if he wants to have a career at Liverpool. And look what's happened, we got rid of him for 27 million. Like, what is 27 million nowadays in like football?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Peanuts.
Nothing.
Peanuts, mate.
Joke.
Can I just go on to shoot and talk about it, because I've got a phone Jason up. And Norman says, my humble prediction and opinion, last week of the window, we announced Spence and Virgil new deals to appease fans, using Carlyle money, resale money, as funding for their extensions. And TW says, and them pricks wanted Klopp sacked years ago, because he held too much power with the fans. All the fans loved him.
I was asked the question today. If Klopp was in charge, would he wrap that deal up? I tell you the truth, he would.
Oh, hell yes, Jay.
He would have wrapped that deal up. You know, I was asked by a guy who supports another club, and he was like, "Yeah, if Jurgen was there, he would have been a Liverpool player by now." Because McAllister, for example, came from the Argentina World Cup team,
and a lot of teams were chasing him. Don't forget, a lot of teams were chasing McAllister at the time as well, JK.
Yeah. And he
big
came to us,
teams as well. Big teams, yeah. And then, you know, I was convinced after that interview that he had, I think it was before the Aston Villa game, McAllister said, like, I spoke to Klopp and my decision was already made. No money was going to move me to other clubs. There you go.
You know,
I'll tell you what, JK. I'll tell you what, JK and Foss. I don't want to hear it anymore. People on other streams coming out with all this relax, this time. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. And people saying we don't need a DM. We slot plays with three, the two deep lying midfielders and one in front. That's trough. I don't want to hear any more of that. We need a DM.
Yeah, 100%.
We need a DM.
What you got to think about, Daryl? Like, we're in a bad situation, guys. Like, whether you like, sorry to interrupt, Daryl. Sorry about that, bro.
Sorry, man.
What people need to realize, we're in a bad situation, bad predicament right here. Because if we go into the season like all of you guys are saying, we're not. Are you, Daryl? Are you a believer we're going to sign someone, or are you giving up on that?
No, we're not. We're not signing anyone.
If the panel over here is saying nobody's going to be signing for the season, please like, share, and subscribe, people. Come on, man. Let's get friends to as much as subscribe as possible.
Yeah, like it. Yeah.
We're forgetting we've got injury-prone players, guys. We're actually forgetting that. You know, we've got a lot of injury-prone players. So they don't even last the season. Hence why we didn't win the league last season. Don't forget that. Important stages of the season, some of the players dropped out. Like the likes of Jota, Konate. You know, Gomez is an injury-prone player. Remember Trent last season? He was out for a few months. Yeah. And, you know, Salah, don't forget about Salah. Like, now he's hitting, 32, 33, whatever he is. The body ain't going to be the same, so he's going to be struggling if he gets another injury. Van Dijk, same thing. He's getting... You know, when you're over 30, guys, your body's not the same. So when you hit injuries, the injuries, they take longer than when you're younger to heal. So we've got a lot of problems here. We're going into the season with injury-prone players, and we haven't even got, the squad that can, actually cover that positions, those important areas especially. So, like, what are we going to do, guys? Like, I'm a bit confused. What is our league... ambition this season? Are we going to finish in the top 5? Are you going to be happy with that? Because that's what it looks to me when I'm looking at it. It doesn't look to me we're going to be finishing in the top 4. Because other teams have improved. Aston Villa has improved. Man United is improving.
West Ham.
Chelsea bought about, was it 10 players or something like that? And then you look at obviously Man City and Arsenal on top of that as well. So all these teams are improving. Like you just said, like West Ham. Look at West Ham as well. My local team over here. They're all improving. Where do we stand, guys? That's what I want to know.
We're taking the Arsenal route. You know, Arsenal, they went through that phase where when Wenger left, they ended up top 4 sufficient for us guys. Blah, 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 It's only the last 2 seasons where they've sort of put their foot on the gas. Before that, they were kosher with top 4 all the time. Liverpool are a giant, and I think sometimes the owners don't realise that.
Yeah.
They realise it financially, but they don't realise it on the pitch. Without the pitch business, you ain't getting no financial success after it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always about the pitch, what's happening on the pitch. You can't turn 300 million into 4 or 5 billion just like that. If you're playing relegation every fucking season, you know. Getting to Champions League finals, Premier League title races, we're doing all that, but still, then they didn't put that cherry on the cake. You know, they always thought, oh, that's enough for Klopp. He can just use them players and stuff. That's what I'm on about, like sporting directors and stuff like that. Never been a fan of them, you know. I want my manager to say, you know what, I need this guy for my team, this certain player. I want this guy. I've watched him. I've been to games to go and watch him myself, you know, with a cap on and a big long trench coat or whatever it is. You know, the old school way. Old school always works for me. It's like, you know, if you're going to cook a dinner, I'd rather buy the ingredients myself instead of someone buying me them, because I know exactly what ingredients I need for my dinner. And that's like how I see football as well, you know.
JK, can you hear me? All right, bro.
It's a bit bitty, bro.
Is it bad, is it?
No, it's better now. Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, like, we haven't really got enough sufficient time to get someone else now. If they're good at their job, is it Morgan and Edwards or whatever, they should have a list of guys they can go for. Say, okay, we didn't get the top guy, Zubimendi, we can go for this guy. You know, anyone would do. You know, in January when we were going for the league title, we just needed one guy to make sure we got that, and that was Endo for me and another DM. Those two were the most important parts of the chessboard that we had needed. And what did we do? We didn't do nothing. So,
but what strikes me is even worse now, JK, is they're leaving now. They're going to leave Endo in the cold because Slot clearly don't like him. You let Stefan Bajcetic go on loan. Where does that leave us? Where the hell does that leave us?
What was that? Bajcetic gone on loan?
They're thinking of getting him. Yeah, they're thinking of getting rid of him.
Nah, man. He needs to stay at the club and just, you know, Thiago. Like, I remember last season when people were moaning about Thiago. He's getting paid this much money. He ain't fit. This, that, and the other. I said that guy is on the training pitch every day telling people like Bajcetic of how to play midfield.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't waste his time just like thought, okay, I'll take a walk, keep myself fit. Nah, he was giving his knowledge to these midfield guys, you know, Doak, all these guys. And that's why for me, Bajcetic, special player, I think he needs to stay at the club for me.
Well, we've got no DM now. Like, he has to stay. Yeah, I mean, we've got no choice, if you know what I mean, guys. We're in a bad predicament, you know what I mean? And yeah, guys, I've given up. I'm being serious with everybody in the chat and everybody in here. Like, I've given up. It's the same summer, like, isn't it, Daryl? We talked about this before. Like, we're gonna be here next year talking about the same thing. So, you know, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I'm a human being like everybody else. You know what I mean? I have like emotions. I do like. I'm not a bad person. You know what I mean? If I see someone new, I'll give them a chance to, you know, prove us wrong. You know what I mean, guys? And it looks like since the blanket has gone, nothing has ever changed. So it wasn't even Klopp's problem. These things are to do internally, which is the ownership and the people that just doing the recruiting. And now it's all up in the air. I'm coming along with you guys. I don't think there's going to be any signing. I don't think they're going to go over the £100 million mark to sign a player either. So, yeah, listen, we're in a bad situation at the moment. And I was hoping if we get that, you know, like when you get the icing on the cake, you know what I mean, which is the DM that we need the most. That will push you to the next level, innit, guys, to win league titles or Champions League or something like that. We've had that opportunity time and time again, and we've been let down. And this is happening again. And this time, Klopp is not here. So it shows these owners are not fit enough to be at Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, it's crazy to even think about Ryan Gravenberch playing as DM when Jurgen didn't even fancy him himself or use him last year, and now he's meant to be our saving grace for DM. Come off it. He's not good enough to play for Liverpool. I've said it a long time.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, like Gravenberch ain't everyone's cup of tea. But you know what Liverpool fans do? We don't really mock our own players. We support them. You know, slowly it's crept in where we actually go after players. You know, like Darwin, he's had it for years now. You know, everyone's like moaning about him. Yeah, fair enough. The guy needs to score more goals. We know that. But I always say positivity is better than negativity. You know, and that's the reason why I support Liverpool. No matter who we got on the pitch, no matter what our situation is, I always think we're going to win the game. So when this season starts, I'm not into that top four sort of talk.
No,
I want the Premier League.
No.
Yeah,
we've got good enough players to win that Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah. You're spot on, man. People, please like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Get the channel going if you can. Frank will be coming back to obviously read your comments, so keep the comments coming in. Go on, Daryl, bro.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's just time's ticking now. I'm not even looking at transfers anymore because I was sat by my phone 24 hours a day at the moment, staying up late at night to see if this deal was done, and it's just made me feel sick.
Do you know about that Diaz thing that came on? Is it this afternoon or something like that? About it was a sign for City. Someone actually played the trick on Liverpool fans, and everybody fell for it. Even the news outlets like David O.C. Klopp, he started writing about it. City's interested in Diaz. They're going to spend 75 million. 75 million? Is he worth 75 million? I didn't know that, but you know what I mean? All this stuff's happening. Yeah, someone played the trick.
It was just this one guy.
Everybody fell for it. Yeah. Yeah,
it was that one guy, and everyone fell for it. I fell for it because I started messaging Frank. Diaz is going to Man City.
Yeah, but I just feel that we won't do business with them guys. Ever.
They can't. We don't. That's our rivals. How can we JK and they're how? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? They won't sell players to us. We've got teams there like you look at Man City, you look at Man United, you look at Arsenal, you look at Chelsea. Them 4 clubs, people, they deal with each other. They sell players to each other and all that stuff. The only team that's out of there is us. We don't do any businesses with these teams anymore. Have you guys noticed that? They're out stuff. They don't want Liverpool to win anything. Have you guys noticed that? Yeah.
I was speaking to a Chelsea fan this morning, one of my mates, and he says, "Oh no, don't worry, mate. Our books are balanced." I said, "You serious? Are you serious? Your books are not balanced."
It's a mess, man. There's a message on there, guys. City came in for Zubimendi. They signed him in 24 hours after buyout clause is met. I won't be surprised, bro. I won't be surprised, man. I won't be surprised if our rivals have stepped in and stopped this transfer, like you just said. 100%. That happens, man. This is the hatred for Liverpool Football Club. This is why I've always said we need to step away from, these kind of things. We need to understand what Liverpool Football Club is all about. It's about winning. And, all of our rivals will... As soon as the Zubimendi stuff came out, I guarantee you guys probably see it on all the social medias. All of our rivals were panicking. Like the Caicedo. Just like the Caicedo, JK. Remember? When that happened, all the channels started going. Everyone was panicking. Oh, Liverpool signed this. It's over for the rest of us, man. Someone actually, Hamza, what he did was, the Cribs and Bloods.
The
blue and red banner, yeah. He put them together.
I've said this, Foz. I've said this to everybody. Don't be surprised if on deadline day Liverpool sign Rabiot for free. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised, mate.
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, man. Our rivals hate us so much, man. It's crazy, man. Cribs and Bloods, it's crazy, man. The blue and red. Oh, man. But yes, and it is what it is, guys. We knew this was gonna happen. Let's say, if you, in your hearts of hearts, you knew this wasn't gonna. We ain't gonna get this player. I mean, it's the same thing as every season. We mess up in the last bit of the transfer window, and we get a meaty player afterwards. That's not even gonna be part of the plans in the future. So yeah, it's worrying times, man. It's worrying times. But with FSG, they've got no ambitions. They're trying to buy the Boston Celtics at the moment, the basketball team in America. And the Boston Celtics fans are coming on the street saying, "No, we don't want you. Don't come to our basketball team." There you go. I mean, if people from their city is telling them to get lost, why do we have to accept them over here if they're doing similar things to us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they've just offered LeBron James another mega deal for Nike, Liverpool as well. By the way.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry, there, boys, for being late. But I've got to
read this for you.
This is not football, honest. This is not football. I've got to give out a message because I was going out live tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and an entirely different thing. And there's lads on here who wanted to, listen to the show, and it's about murders, famous Liverpool murders. And I was doing it at 8 o'clock, but my daughter's doing something. She said, "Can I use you?" I said, "Yes, sure." So I'm asking the lads here on here now. I'm sorry about this, boys. Do you want me to do the Mazes at 10 o'clock tomorrow night? I won't be able to do them at 8, unfortunately.
That sounds
Or
dodgy, that does.
FSG are the first ones, by the way.
FSG, yeah? Oh, okay, no problem.
And the backroom staff. And the backroom staff.
That's a good
Anyway, it's all shall I do is at 8 o'clock on Friday. I'll leave it up to you. Just let me know one way or the other. Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, because it's going to be rain or everything, thunder and lightning. And so, you know, you should be sitting there. So let me know if you want it at 10 o'clock, no problem, or at 8 o'clock on Friday. Thank you. I'm awfully sorry about this. Can I just go through a few things here? This Zeus YT FSG out. You say FSG out. The Anfield Uncle Rods, even if Frankie and Ford Fozzie. Must be hot. Look, you've got them all. Look, this Zeus. I tell you what, Zeus, I wish you were a Greek god so you could get them all. That's
Can he play DM?
That's it. And, you know, the TW says you're a proper red, mate. You're a proper red.
Yeah.
all of us are, man. All of us are, man. Yeah, we love this football club.
And she says, you know, Frank Carlyle called this crap months ago. Only red I can listen to. Thank you so much.
Bless TW.
Big up, mate.
So, there's me mate there, Dean O'Brien. Big red, season ticket holder. And, you know, he says, even Frank, mate, disappointing over Zubamendi. Surely the Reds have got better contingencies to fall back upon. We're Liverpool Football Club, mate. It's not good enough. Eds need to, and that is a lad who's very down to earth. He doesn't call anyone for anything. And if he says Eds need to row, you've got to take notice, just like us all. Just like us all. I'm sorry there, when JK came on, I think you'll have to go back, JK, because I want your take on this Zubamendi. Absolute, not. I think it's spin myself. I think it was spin going up.
Yeah, he's got them sort of same vibes as Casado and stuff. In a weird sort of way, I thought we'd get this guy in a weird sort of way. But for me, as I was saying at the start, that it don't take that long to wrap a deal up. You know, nowadays you've got mobile phones, you've got private jets. It isn't they got to catch a train to here, then catch a ferry or anything. Nah, bang, jump in the airplane, ciao, get the deal done. You know, we offered more wages than what them guys were offering him. I would say we probably offered him 150, 140, 120, 30, something like that.
Yeah.
Not big dough, you know. I think if he ended up at Man City or Real Madrid, he'll be getting 200.
Yeah.
No problem. So for me, I just don't understand the lad's target. Like, what's his dream in football? You know, does he want to stay there any longer than that? But if Klopp was there, that guy would be playing for us, I real.
Well, I said to Fozzie, and I think Darren was on, I'm not quite so sure, when he had that phone call, Sloot had the phone call with the lads, you know, Zubamendi. And I said then, you know, 48 hours before after he said, I'm not going. Now, if that would have been Slot, if that would have been Klopp, he would have been here. That's without a question. That's without any issue. He would have been here. That's me. Because as the Foz said, you know, Alisson, Virgil, they came while other big teams wanted them. They came here. They came less wages to Klopp.
Yeah, exactly. Virgil could have gone anywhere. Let's get like anyone would have took Virgil. You know, even Man City would have took him. Arsenal, 100%. You know, he chose us, and there's only one reason. You know, look, at the end of the day, Liverpool it's the badge that really sells it. But I feel even when we won the Champions League, that was the phase where the badge, not Klopp, would have got the players in. The badge, it's Liverpool, man. They're winning Champions Leagues all the fucking time. And on top of that, they've got Klopp. Come on, man. Every player will be like, yeah, I want to go there. I want to go there. So for me, we missed a trick there. Come on, man. Like, they got to know about their football, these guys who run the show. The amount of hype Edwards and this Morgan guy brought in around the time Klopp was leaving, I thought, okay, we can't change the situation. It is what it is. But I think, okay, you got to do something for the fans now. You got to keep us fucking happy, And how do you do that? By buying new players. That's what football's all about. Football fans love buying new players, make the team better than last season, And I think they sort of let the team down, them guys.
I don't care. To be honest, there, JK, you're supposed to come in and make the team better, as you said. You said it. A new manager coming in always does it. Always brings someone in. Always. He's got no say in the matter. We know that because that's what Edwards said. He's got no say. He's just a coach. He's not a manager. So who's the manager today? And I said it back then. Is Edwards and Ward with the other fella that used doing his usual, horizontal thing, lying on the beach or lying on his bed doing nothing. That's what I think. So they're the managers and nothing's happened. They must think we've been taken for fools.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't. You haven't. The lads on here haven't. And as Anfield Row says, every time there is a summer international tournament, transfers are doubly hard. So they've waited so long, we have to ask the likes of Fozzie is saying they just squeezed the transfer time. Edwards and Cole, that's what he, And they've squeezed it. It's just like everything else. They squeeze the last drop of everything. And we've got nothing. I said this, and I said it last week to you, boys, except Fozzie, he was away, he was watching Liverpool play.
Sorry, Frank.
No. I said last week, Foz, that every team above us, there's only two above us. Yeah. That's City, they've strengthened. The teams are below us, every one of them, they've strengthened. So they're going to be better than they were last season.
Spot on.
This season, we're going to be the same.
Yeah.
We're just going to be the same.
Nothing's changed.
And this is what I said, and people don't take any notice. Don't be worried, keep calm, calm. I am calm, but God blimey, looking at that, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Guys, we waited 30 years. I mean, I had no grey hair. Frank was young, pulling the girls, what I'm saying, back in the, the early 90s. JK, was playing football back in the day. Yeah. Daryl was running up and down, in the streets,
I was in nappies.
You know what I mean? That's how much of a patience we had. 30 years of nothing. Desert. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you're telling me we're not patient? Are you mad?
We are, man. Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know whether you've seen any comments, not on this channel, obviously, not on this one, boys, but other channels, and they're saying, one fella went, he said, going on about Klopp. He said, you've only won one Premiership.
Why?
In 30 years. There was snide remarks about Klopp just before he left, by the way. There were small digs by other podcasters. Small digs at him. And I said, why are they doing this? He's the most successful manager since Bob Paisley.
Yeah.
And he is. There's no other manager has done what he's done since Bob Paisley.
And he's done something over Bob Paisley as well, which is winning the World Club Cup as well. Nobody's ever did that in the history of this club, with all the trophies that we won. You know what I mean?
And if you think about it, we're a very, very... he had the reins around his mouth like a horse restraining them from buying. Whereas Bob always brought in 2 players every season
Yes,
to
sir.
keep his players on the toes. But they were all quality players as well. What Bob Paisley did. And that's what I mean. He's so successful, or he was so successful, was Jurgen Klopp. And there was definitely a conspiracy. I don't care what anyone says, I'm being honest. There was a conspiracy to get him out because all of a sudden, you had in the background Ward leaving 6 months later after Edwards. He left 6 months later, right? Left Colin. Left Liverpool. I say, if anyone walks out on Liverpool, don't allow them back.
Spot on.
Do not allow them back.
Spot on, Frank.
Unless they're forced out.
And then you bring back, Edwards as a CEO above Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Stringing Jurgen Klopp like this. You think Jurgen Klopp is going to accept someone doing that to him after what he did for this club? Come on, man. You got to be realistic here. Come on, man. Yeah,
I said this, boys, and I'll let you talk. I'm sorry about this, but I've got to say this. When Jurgen was leaving that day, after his last match, and you seen there John Henry standing on a podium in the middle of the pitch, and the backroom staff was going up to him, shaking hands, whatever.
Yeah. And
you see Jurgen's wife Ula. Try and get us on YouTube, please.
I will.
And Jurgen went shook that fella's hand, whoever he is. I've shook his hand, by the way. I've shook I bet none of you have. I've shook John Henry's hand.
No, I've seen him.
I'll tell you what it's like. If you ever go fishing, which I don't, by the way, and you pick up a dead fish, that's what it's like. That's his answer.
Wow.
Believe it, honest to God. I've shot it. Right. So anyway, you see, he ran down that line. He ran down to get Ula. Ula has a back to Jurgen, but not to Jurgen. Against a back turns against John Henry and his wife. She wouldn't budge because he ran down and he just turned back around. Still.
I'll look.
And he just turned back around because he knew, because she told him, there's no way I'm shaking hands with him. I'm telling you now.
I need to look into that. People forget as well, Frank. What people forget, this issue with Jurgen and obviously John W. Henry stems from the beginning of the season as well. They had a row in the beginning of the season. I was hearing it before the League Cup final, and if you look at the League Cup final, John W. Henry wasn't there. Normally he's in every cup final, isn't he? He always turns up, and he wasn't at the League Cup final when we won it with the team as well. So that should tell you these two haven't been getting along for a while as well. Listen, it's a mess. It's a mess.
It's just so annoying. I was sitting there yesterday morning, I woke up, and 48 hours ago we were made up. He's coming and everything else.
Yeah.
And I was watching that Mark Goldridge, and I was watching him, and he said Liverpool. He said they've got Zubamendi. He said he's a terrific player, and they're going to be better, if you know what I mean. And a lot of other podcasts. I don't just go on ordinary. And I went on COP TV with Alex Gay, not Gilday, I'm sorry, not like the other COP thing with Duncan. I went on there because I like Alex last night, and he was so disappointed. You should have seen it. He was so disappointed because he thought he was coming. And there's disgust in him. You've only got to see the faces of the lads. I'd love to see their faces, these lads on chat here.
Yeah.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
Just like you and I, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's I'm so disappointed. I can't believe it, that we haven't got anybody. We haven't got anybody, and we're not buying a number 6. That's why Sloot played Gravenberch. He's no number 6. I don't care what anyone tells me. He's no number 6. He hasn't played there twice. And I think that's our number 6.
Yep.
Again on Saturday when we kick off.
Yeah, but I don't want fans to feel like we're moaning. We're not moaning, because at the end of the day, when that whistle blows on Saturday afternoon, 12:30, I'm going to support Liverpool, and I'm going to say we're going to win this game. I already said we're going to win this game anyway. Even when we play United in a few weeks after, we're going to win that game as well. Why? Because we're Liverpool Football Club. So I don't want fans to feel like, we're just having digs at the club and this, that, and the other, and not having any belief. Nah, we always say we're going to win the league. That's what we did. We got that right, because we're Liverpool. We're the most successful club in this country.
No.
So I don't want fans to think, we're just being negative. Now we're just dropping facts about in the way the owners do their sort of PR stunts, and in the way they mislead people's fucking mindsets about the way the club's going. You know, that's all that is. You know, if someone treats you like an idiot, you got to tell that guy you're not treating me like an idiot. It's simple as that.
But how are we negative? By saying that, about the stupidity of the Zubamendi fiasco. How was that negative?
Yeah.
And how was it negative by saying that there was no way, as Dino said before, no contingency plan in place?
Yeah.
There's no plan B in place.
I'm just fed up, Frank. Like, if I have to hear the words relax and trust the process one more time, I'm going to lose my head. Because that's all I'm hearing. Relax, trust the process. That's it. It's all we're being told.
It is. It's like, I don't know. Look, I go back to the Shankly days, and I criticise. I think I forgot what it was now. I'm going back a couple of years ago when I was criticised because I was saying we need 2 midfielders. This is when we had Endo, and this is when we had. It was when Ginny left. I said, let's replace him, but let's bring in 2 midfielders. And I was criticised. Oh, we've got that, Go support another club. Go support another club. I was told. Me.
In my personal opinion, Frank, I think the downfall of Liverpool is when Gini left. They didn't know the impact that guy had in the midfield. Yeah, we didn't replace him. What he brought to the team that people didn't see was control in that midfield. Control, which leads to attack, which leads to goals afterwards. He never lost the ball, Frank, and JK and Daryl. He always wins the ball back. He always used to back Fabinho in the middle. When we lost that, the team wasn't the same anymore. And they tried to feed us, Thiago and all this stuff. Thiago's one of the greatest midfielders that ever lived, but he was never going to live up to running up and down that pitch. I mean, he's been injury prone before he came to Liverpool. So why didn't you actually get a suitable replacement for Wijnaldum, or give that contract to Wijnaldum to stay longer? Because Wijnaldum wasn't even that old at the time. I think he was about 28 when he left Liverpool. He wasn't even in his 30s yet. So they could have gave him that contract to prolong to stay at Liverpool for a couple of more years until we could find a suitable replacement. The issue that I have, Frank, with Liverpool, and I said this before to you guys, the issue that I have with our football club, if we don't spend money, why don't you buy younger players than the ones on the pitch in the positions, like younger Salah or something like that? Teach him, like what we used to do in the 70s and 80s, Frank. So you could teach them the ropes, and then eventually, once they're ready, you sell on that player and get them through the system. That's what you could do. You could take that direction, so the success will be still maintained, and not only that, on the pitch performances will still be the same, if you know what I mean, Frank. Because you already told that player you've got to play in a certain way.
I think, I can't even argue with that point, because you're right.
Spend money, my friend.
But we're blessed, coming into this season. We are blessed with experience.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. And as the JK said, as he said, we support the team.
Yeah.
We support the team. We want them to win every game. That's what we want. Not interested in the backroom staff. They're on the airfield. Not interested in them. Yeah. Not interested in them at all. At all. It's the lads on the field. It's the substitutes coming on. That's who I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But God blimey, we've missed out. If we don't sign a number 6,
we're fucked.
I'd like that Edison. Let's go and break the bank for him. Let's go and get him. Make an offer no one can refuse Atalanta. Why don't we get him in? Because he's good. I've seen him. I follow Serie A. I've been watching him. I've seen him twice playing against Liverpool. And I went, God, blimey, who's this? He's brilliant. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere, Frank. Yeah.
And can't we go after him?
Exactly the same as Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is amazing. I've seen him play all season. He's phenomenal.
Oh, the Wolverhampton player, yeah, I like him. I really like him. He's full of energy, and he doesn't stop running. I mean, Daryl, he's one of those players that will always give you 100% on the pitch, and that's all we ask for as Liverpool fans. You know what I mean? Win, lose or draw, as long as you give us your all on the pitch, that's all we ask for, man. You know what I mean? We don't moan. I mean, we're just trying to tell you guys. We've been telling people this for years about FSG. I don't know about you guys, but I've been FSG for a long time. You know what I mean? I'm not even that type of person anyway in life. I'm most if you meet me, I'm the most relaxed person that you could ever meet in your life. You know what I mean? And I knew it from a long time that these owners, they're never interested in winning, and I always stood by it, and I will never get. Some people don't like me for it. Some people say I'm too repetitive of saying it, but what have they done recently that hasn't proved that hasn't proved me wrong? What have they done? Have they done anything that's gonna say to me I'm sorry or anything like that? They haven't. They're still doing the same nonsense that they've been doing years ago. And we discussed it, Frank and JK and Daryl, before when I was here. We're gonna be doing the same thing next year as long as they get here. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get those. You're gonna get those clickbaits. Those people that love to be controversial, questioning our loyalty to the football club. That's what it is, Frank. They're just clickbaits. That's what they are.
We laugh at when we read or something comes up, the war chest for the summer. We laugh at that. We've been promised a war chest for years, and where is it? I think it's down the bottom of the sea. We've got to dive for it to get it up. Still lost in the middle of the Pacific.
Someone said earlier, I was in a different stream, Uncle Rod's stream. Please go subscribe to Uncle Rod's as well. Someone said, when Richard Hughes was in the press conference with Arne Slot, when they were saying we're going to do some transfers hopefully in August, I don't think he meant this year, he meant next year. You know what I mean? It could be true. I mean, knowing these guys, it's always next year we've got a plan to buy some new players. You know what I mean? So it could be true. I mean, it's too late now, Frank. It's too late.
I look at words, Fozzie. I look at words and, quotes. I'm a master of quotes, honestly. I give you loads of quotes off my head, but these are by, the likes of Shakespeare and Dickens and,
I don't know, Frank. I'll watch you got, mate. Don't worry about that.
Anyway, it was what Klopp said. It was what Sloot said.
Mm.
And Sloot said, and I don't know whether it was a press conference or he was, just talking in an interview. I forget what it was.
Mm.
And he said, I have the players here. I don't need anyone. And that
Goodness gracious me.
That was before the pre-season. So when we, won those games, which were great, by the way, but I take no notice of pre-season myself. And I was like that. I think it was me and Daniel. I said, I don't think he's going to buy anyone because of it and because of the wins as well. Yeah. But we go back months ago and I said, I don't think this fella is going to buy anyone, but it's not up to him. It's up to. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got to say it. I don't like this Richard Hughes.
Yeah, he's a level below Liverpool. His levels below Liverpool, Frank. He's Bournemouth level, mate.
As I said on someone's pod today, he thinks he's still at Bournemouth. We're Liverpool Football Club. He's out of his depth. Just like some players are out of the depth as well. Not saying like today with Liverpool. You know, when you can see like someone plays, you go, out of his depth there. You know what I mean? Playing for such a big team. But that's me. But I'm sorry, you know, I just don't like the man.
Frank,
That's all.
I don't think there's a connection between everybody. I've realized it the other day. I don't know if you guys seen the press conference with Arne Slot when they asked him about Carvalho leaving. He didn't even know he left. I mean, it's so bad. He didn't even know Carvalho is going to Brentford. You know what I mean? This is how bad it is. There's no connection in this team.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually outed him from things like that. He's just a coach that's just concentrating on the team, and that is it. There's no connection between him and Richard Hughes. As for Richard Hughes, Frank, mate, his level's below Liverpool. If you can't get a transfer over the line with Liverpool Football Club, with a player that plays for Real Sociedad, then you've got a big problem, mate. It's a
Very
big
big.
problem.
Very big.
Real Sociedad is the equivalent of a Brentford or a West Ham. So no offense to those teams. That's what they are in that league. And if you can't get a player over the line from those type of teams, as a, you know, especially what people don't even know about Richard Hughes, he knows his agent. His agent is the agent of the Bournemouth manager, right? People don't know that. So they already had dealings before in the past. So he's got all the advantages and plus big bad Liverpool on top of that. And he can't even get that over the line. Then we've got a problem. We've got a major problem, like Frank said.
Well, I'll just read out a couple of comments. Derek Sarrett says, I think Jurgen should write a book. I'll tell you who will write the book. He won't, because he's so nice as Jurgen.
He's a humble guy, man. He's a
Absolutely.
humble human being.
But I'll
Great.
tell
You know,
you
if you talk about a human being, that's good. And don't mean no
That's
harm.
Klopp.
Klopp
Yeah,
is
yeah.
your guy, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who will write it, though. His wife, Ula. She'll have some story to tell you. I'm telling you. And Steve says, Frank Fozzie, FSG sold Carvalho without asking Arm if Carvalho was part of his plans this season. I feel sorry for Arm. That's what he says.
Yeah.
The Anfield Road. Spot on, Frank. What's the point of all these so-called experts if the manager needs to get on the phone to beg someone to come? That Zubimendi messed about and embarrassed this club. Look, I was laughing my head off. This is when I thought he was coming. When, you know, Sociedad was going like that. Yeah, look, showing them Ranger Mountains. The fuck's that all about? Showing them Ranger. Look look at all the trees that, you know, look, and it's fantastic. But if I would have been Mr. Hughes, I'd have been showing them the Welsh Mountains. I'd have been showing them the Lake District, the Peak District. You know, I'd have been showing them all that. And the Liver Bait, the Cup. That's what I would have been showing him. European Cups. That's what I would have been showing him. The fans. That's what I would have been showing him. The Cup in full swing. That's what I would have been showing him. Do you want to come here? You've got it on your doorstep. You'll be made an idol. You'll be made a legend. They'll have statues made for you. They will. Nothing. Must have been just, all right there.
Listen, I don't blame the player. It's not the. Listen, if this was your club and Trent is leaving, and you know someone wants to buy him, and he left, you would have been going mad about it. If Trent stayed, you would have been happy. So this is what I mean. That's the player's choice. He wants to stay at his boyhood club and all that stuff. The issue that I have is the time wasting with this nonsense. As soon as Liverpool should have just went in and got the player straight away, like you guys said, don't mess about with the transfer. Sign him, get over the line, get it done. And they didn't do that. So we prolonged the transfer, and that's what's happened. You can't really blame the player if he wants to be staying in his boyhood club. You know what I mean? I respect that if it was a Liverpool player. We would, all right, Frank? Like if Trent, you know, decided to leave, we'd be going mad. But if he decided to stay, we'd be happy. So that's how the player feels at Real Sociedad. So you can't really blame him. It's us, the way we went into this transfer, thinking we're big bad Liverpool. We could get anyone we want. Like we're still under Klopp, and we ain't anymore, man. We're in a bad situation.
See,
Just want to say,
I'm sorry, JK, go on.
No, I just want to say to the chat, keep it cool, man. We're all Liverpool fans. You know, everyone's gonna have a different opinion and that.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's
yeah.
what I was going to say, JK, because it's so diverse now. It's so diverse. You've got Neil Broderick saying, and Neil's a good, he's a season ticket holder. He's there he's been for years going, right? And he says the light was on the wall when Klopp left. FSG, biggest piss takers of all. They have ripped the soul out of our club, stole our identity, and laughing all the way to the bank. That's what he says. That's what he says. And Chris Dix, Steve, you never walk alone. Frank Fozzie, I can't be sorry for him. This is for Arnie Slot, by the way. He took big money to be the Fenway boy. It's our club. He is coaching.
Yeah, facts.
This is it,
Spot
you know.
on.
It's his. I don't feel sorry for him. He's on
Why
a
should
big wage to say nothing.
He hit the jackpot, Frank. You know what I mean? That's what he's hit.
I don't feel sorry for him at all. Absolutely not.
Yes.
And let's see what Brian has to say. Every other blog wouldn't tell of getting FSG out. We always said the truth, Frank and lads. We always knew. I wonder if the spirit of Shankly was happy last night when the news broke. And he calls them pricks. Well, they're not going to say it. Can I just ask people on there? There's lots of people. Can you subscribe to the channel, please?
Yes.
I don't like begging, you know.
No, but it's within your right, Frank. You know what I mean? You should be
press the like
subscribers, man. Yeah, hit the likes, because the likes actually does the algorithm around YouTube. You know what I mean? And over 50 will be, you know, YouTube will just put it out there for Frank. So please do that for him.
It's a shame. It's a shame that, I don't know. It's a shame, really.
It is.
But yeah, you know, it's just press the likes and
it's free.
Hit the just hit the like button. That's all. Little click, and also subscribe. Cost nothing. And I don't ask you for money, and your comments, well, most of them gets read out.
Exactly.
Just like Brian.
And I put Fozzie's link in the chat as well.
Oh, brilliant!
I'm all good, mate. Thank you, man.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you, Fozz.
Yeah, subscribe to Fozzie. Another great show as well.
Yeah, JK, you read that comment out by Steve. You never walk alone.
LFC fans need to protest against FSG now. FSG out. This gives FSG two options, i.e. make squad investment or sell LFC. United Arsenal fans protested, and their club owners started spending. You know what? Spot on, because look at the way United are spending money. They bought two guys today. They bought two guys from Bayern Munich today.
Ugarte, one of them.
Huh? They got him as well?
No, they're signing two tomorrow. Ugarte and Fofana from Monaco.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
They've got that De Ligt from Bayern and that other guy. So, like, you know what I mean? Like Chelsea, right? I've spent like over $1 billion, right? And still they got Neto
still signing.
A guy
still
I wanted.
Yeah.
The guy I wanted for us to get. What do? We don't go and get him. Neto is made for Liverpool. What a player he is, you know. And what we do, we could have got him. Well, no problem. We could have got him. The amount of money we've got, you know, could have got him and a DM, no problem. And he could have replaced Salah when Salah leaves in a year or 2 years or whatever. And that goes on with the contract talks, you know. You watch. Hopefully, I just want this to happen now. I want all them 3 contracts all signed, wrapped up, because that's the only thing.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, mate. You got.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
You know why I say that? I don't know if I told you earlier. I don't know if it was it when I was talking about JK and Daryl. These players at that age, they are at that age. They need trophies now. I mean, they've got no time left in their future. So, do you think like they're gonna like sit around and wait for no trophies? Come on. I mean, Van Dijk's what is he 33 now? So he's on his last legs to win the major trophies. So, don't be surprised if they just say no, it's time to go, man. Because we're wasting people's time. We're not Daryl. We're not showing any ambition. So why would you want the best players in the world to remain here? I mean, they're driving people out.
I think, Fozzie, I think this, by Norman, it's only what you're saying, no ambition. Get onto this. Mbappe. Now,
Mbappe.
these are all the players Liverpool will leave with. Mbappe, Bellingham, Casido, Lavia,
Yeah.
Konopalenko, Shumeni, Zubamendi, plus loans. Moses, Kabak, Mello,
Crazy.
Davis.
Crazy.
Top Norman.
Crazy.
And that shows you the ambition. I
You
couldn't
even,
believe
I don't know, Frank. I don't know if you heard Van Dijk after the game. He said we need players, didn't he? He said that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We need signings. He said that.
Yeah. But who said it a couple of times when I said about, I forget who said it. And he said the same. I'm talking about 2 or 3 seasons ago. We need
Yeah, he
players.
did. Van Dijk, it was.
Could have been Van Dijk again. I don't know. We need players. And this is after, I think we won the, I don't know whether it was the Champions League or the Premiership. I'm not quite so sure. And we bought no one.
No one.
We bought no
Yeah.
one.
The only player you'll see come last day of the window or January will be Anthony Gordon. He'll be the only player.
Goodness me.
But
He's
do we
right on
need
the wall.
Anthony Gordon? I'm not being funny, but do we need
No,
him?
we don't. No.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Gordon. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Uh,
I mean,
that'll
like, you look at all those players, Frank. It's crazy, mate. In a different time, if our owners were ambitious, those players would be playing for Liverpool. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
just imagine the players that we could have had and playing today. You know, people say, oh, Manchester City and all this. They had the fella in place, Jurgen Klopp, to draw these people in. But the money wasn't there for them. That's all it boils down to. If you want to spend, sell him. That's what it is. We're a sell to buy club, and people
Frank,
don't believe
like
that.
you know, managers like Klopp, Frank, yeah, is a threat for people like that are not interested in winning. You got to understand that. You know what I mean? They didn't expect him to do what he did. I know we keep going back to that, but it's the truth. They didn't expect to win the Premier League. They didn't expect to win the Champions League. They gave him players who are above average at best, and he turned them into what he did. A manager can do that. It's called man management. The greatest managers in the world have that. Bill Shankly had that. Bob Paisley had that. You know,
Yes.
Ferguson had that. Pep Guardiola, you see him sometimes some meaty players that he has, but he turns them into class players. Look at Ake. Not many people wanted Ake. Look at the way he's playing now. You know what I mean? Look at all these players. You don't even know any of their names. You don't even. You know what's so funny? Frank?
Something. Can I jump in there when you mentioned Aki? Bournemouth.
There you
He
go.
was awful.
There you go.
He was awful. And
Man
what's he like
management.
now?
Man
I
management.
think you just hit the nail on the head.
Man
I
management.
think you
Only
have
great
hit
great
the nail
managers
on
have this, and we got rid of the one of the greatest I've ever seen in my lifetime. You know, what I mean, I grew up on obviously Fagan at the end of Fagan's tenure, and I grew up on Kenny. Kenny was my best manager I've ever had in my life, but Klopp is up there, man. The way he brought. Listen, this club was finished, guys. I swear to you. Believe what I'm saying. I've given up. 30 years later, I threw my glove away like Michael Jackson. I've done everything. I've given up. This guy came in and he told me to believe again. I said, Frank, I guarantee you said, this guy must be out of his mind. Does he know what he's getting into? You must have said that yourself. You know what I mean? That's what I said. He's out of his mind. And then years go by, we're getting better and better, winning all these trophies. But what did we lack? Consistency to buying the right players, which destroyed the team eventually. There you go.
Absolutely. Liverpool can afford anybody, but you've got other fans, unfortunately, thinking about FFP, you know,
Yeah.
and they just say, oh, well, you know, we can't afford. Look at Manchester City. Look at Everton.
Exactly.
We always give Everton
Exactly.
as their prime example.
That's what Frank. You're spot on that one. Sorry to interrupt, Frank. Yeah, you're spot on that one. That's one thing you need to stop in life, guys. Is comparing us to other clubs. Stop that. Stop that. We're on our own. We don't care about other teams. Other teams don't care about us. We don't deal with the big teams, like I said earlier. Just think about ourselves. This is the way you need to go forward in regards to Liverpool Football Club. When you keep comparing us to this and this and that, that's not us. Forget about Everton. what happened to them. Forget about Man United, what happened to them, or Chelsea and all that stuff. Liverpool is different. We've got money. We've done all that stuff. We've got ourselves from debt to free of debt. So where is all that money down the years that got us all those trophies? Where is the players? You know what I mean? Where is all that stuff? We haven't seen it. Last season, we tried to spend 111 million on Caicedo. This season, we're spending nothing. And people are telling me, yeah, but we bought Gravenberch and Endo. But I said, Henderson and Fabinho leaving, didn't that cost? Did the money come in return for them? That covered that already. So that money should be still at the football club, the 111 million, which we didn't spend. Sorry, Frank, mate. I just have to...
No, you're spot on. It was brilliant. And as Ravi says, Ravi Bikari, Liverpool are not progressing, just digressing. So you can say there's two things, the definition of digression, just if you know what I mean. And no, the Diaz rumour says Youssef to City is a load of rubbish. Both clubs denied apparently. But it's not there. It's how people now are jumping in. Can I just say about Chris Dix here? Chris, for years, from when, look, I've got to go back here.
Yeah.
When Nixon Gillette took over, I didn't want Americans. I know what they like. I'm a historian. I know lots of things about how America and their economy builds up the country.
Spot on.
I do know it. Everything.
I worked there, Frank. I worked there and I observed that stuff, and you're spot on about that.
Absolutely, because I don't want to go into the realms of what they're doing now, but resources, they love resources. As long on another airplane, by the way, if those resources are there, they will take it. And it's like what they're doing to Liverpool, these owners. They're just taking all our resources and bringing it over to America. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry to do that there, by the way. And Chris, he's always never wanted these people in. He's been going on since day one about them. And he says, Norman, now Jurgen's gone, they are selling kids Bradley J's. It's the livestock of the Fenway asset.
Mm-hmm.
And our fan base, say Steve, our fan base majority is stupid. They believe Diaz to City rumours today, mind blowing. But it's not a matter of, I'm sorry, Steve, but it's not a matter of stupidity. It's a matter of panic.
Yeah.
It's a matter of panic, honestly. There's the Zubamendi stuff. Everybody's down and something comes up, as stupid as that. And whoa, it sets in a panic.
Exactly.
It sets in a panic. And it does. So you do, it's knee-jerk. It's always a knee-jerk reaction. That's what it is. And Brian says, Frank, you have to want them out. They have no intentions of ever doing anything. Anything they spend is for them. Come on, get them out.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Guys, look at my picture. Richard Hughes asleep in bed.
I like that.
That's mad.
Yes, Daryl.
Yeah, JK in that house. Get these down, you lads.
Bless them, raw.
I'm just going to go right down. I'm sorry there, boys. I want to catch right up to what these wonderful people.
Yeah, no problem, Frank.
Herbert Lum's brother. Zubamendi wants an easy life, no ambition, not even tempted by money, so probably just as well. That's a good point, actually. And Steve says, this Zubamendi drama was all planned by FSG. They have a PhD in lies and deceit. No, what you should have said was they have a PhD in spin, because they're the best spinners I've ever known, club owners to have. Honestly, they spend so much. Covello, says Herbert Long's brother, a good deal. He wasn't good enough for us. And that's what I mean about the diversity of our fans. But the genuine fans, they're not idiots. It's just the way they perceive different players.
Yeah.
And
You know,
different. Go
you know,
on.
like we're in a situation where since the Casado bid, we've got more money in from selling
Yeah.
players than actually buying anyone. That's how mad it is. It's like, come on, like they're running us like we're just like a poor sort of team and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
when I see West Ham buying 8 players,
That's crazy, man.
they only sold Declan Rice. You know, they got big money for Declan Rice, but since that, when they sold him, they brought the players in. You know, so for me, it's like look at the guy who works for them. It's that German lad, their sporting director. I wanted him at Liverpool. You know, when Klopp was still here, I thought, you know what, let's get that guy in. Yeah,
Tim Steidl.
Yeah. So for me, he was the guy to go to get to work with Klopp. It would have been perfect. Then we didn't know
But
Klopp was going
wasn't
to
he
resign.
supposed to come here?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I've heard, JK. Yeah, you're right, Frank. He
was meant to come.
Yeah.
I wanted him before Edwards and all them boys came back.
Well, that's it. So, you put a spanner in the works.
Mm.
You put a spanner in the works because it's like we're having a go at these lads. But when you look at Edwards, I was surprised that he was a mate of Richard Hughes.
Mm.
I was surprised. But the biggest surprise, which was a shock, that they were both mates with Sloot.
Wow.
They were friends. So, you see, in my profession, I've seen a lot of nepotism. Jobs for the in-laws and their cousins and what. I'll get you in here. You'll be. I've seen lots of that.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of that. I always remember this girl. She was a fantastic maths teacher, and all of a sudden she was gone, and this other one took over. And the students came to me after 2 months and said, "She's hopeless. We know more than her. She's not teaching us anything." Not like, when they said the girl's name, the other lecturer.
Mm.
So I went and seen, the people over there, everybody, the principals and the principal, and I just said, listen, this is what, this is the worrying thing.
Mm.
And that was nepotism.
Yeah.
So they got rid of the girl, they brought the other one back. And at the end of the exams, I said, how did you do? They all went, I got kisses on my face. She brought her back because she told them that it was only because of my interference that I got her back, So that it's nepotism.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't go on nepotism. It mightn't work. It will not work. And if anything goes pear-shaped, let's hope not, come on. If anything goes pear-shaped this time next year, who'll be getting the blame?
Crazy stuff, man.
Exactly.
It'll be right down to Arnie. Arnie. I'm going to go right down, boys. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
Right down. And Derek says, any positives?
Liverpool badge. That's it.
So, and he said, good pre-season.
Undefeated. That's what we
Undefeated.
are. Yeah, 4 out of 4, innit? Yeah.
I'm 49 in the chat. Hit the like button and subscribe.
Big up, man.
Please. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And it's so annoying, honestly. There's a lad I've never seen. Kevin Marshall. I've had enough of our owners, FSG, they don't care about the club. No, I've never known the this.
Big up, Kevin. Big up, man. Straight to the point.
Everyone's had enough. Everyone's had enough. They're all coming
Subscribe
now.
though, bro. Subscribe though, yeah. You know what it is, Frank? JK and Daryl? What people need to understand is you can't make people that don't love the game fall in love with the game. You know what I mean, we've been trying we've been trying all these years to make FSG love Liverpool, love the game, and that's never gonna come because they never grew up on it like us. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't force them to do things like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's just why I've always said, if you don't love Liverpool Football Club, because Liverpool Football Club is a family club, as we all know, guys. That's why we're all together. We come from all sides of the country. I didn't know. I knew Frank obviously because I watched him. When I learned about history of football, I watched Frank in the past. That's how I knew about him. JK, we met obviously on my channel. Daryl, we met on this channel. See, things bring us together because of the love for the Liverpool Football Club. You can't force that on FSG because they don't love the football club. It's just an investment, like you said, JK. That's what we are. We're just an investment for them, and like no matter what we do, it will never work because at the end of the day, they don't even come to games anyway. If like, let me give you an example. Did you guys see the chairman for Man City? He's obviously he talks a lot. But you see the love for the club. Next season, we're going to win again. He says things like that. When do you ever see our ownership, our own director saying things like that? When do you ever see that? We don't see things like that because they don't have that emotional connection. At least with Man City, even though they're corrupt, their owners at least come out and say how much they love the club. That's the difference.
But that's a match.
Thank
They're
you.
at the match too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Foz, listen, I've said this before. I've said it to JK and I've said it to Darryl. The last time, or the time before, I'm not quite so sure, where Werner came over, you know, our chairman, he came over and he was mingling around, you know, in the new stand and whatever. And he said to the steward, can you show me to the chairman's office? He didn't know where it was. He didn't know where it was. That's how bad it is.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
You know, the stewards just went, yeah.
I just wish Frank and JK and I wish people know how important this football club is to all of us. You know what I mean? We're not negative, man. We love Liverpool Football Club. That's the whole point of it, man. That's the whole point. Man.
Yeah, Foz, I just want to say to you, while I got a second, cheers for making me mod man on your show, man.
No, bro, you're my mate. No, listen,
cheers,
you guys are my mates in here, man.
Cheers, bro.
I mean, I want you guys to look after all of us, and I look after you guys. That's the whole point, man.
Yeah, first, did you know that it was his birthday on Saturday?
Who? Daryl?
Daryl's, yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, bro.
Cheers, man. Where's my present?
Well, you're the only one who doesn't know. King Charles knows. Kamala Harris knows. Mr. Biden, who's got dementia, he knows about it.
Sorry, Daryl.
Sorry, mate.
Stop making me feel guilty, Frank. Come on, man.
Happy
birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, mate.
It's my birthday on Saturday. That's what he was kept saying on posts.
Young man, mate. Young man.
Yeah, look at that. What Edward says. Only Liverpool channel I've seen that didn't overdo the Zuber-Mendy transfer. Thanks.
Exactly. That's what me and Frank, Daryl, we don't go over the top with the hype about a transfer. Going back to the shirt in hand, Melwood, brick wall scenario, you know. That's what life. I don't know. It's like people can write a sentence on social media, and the world goes crazy. It's only words, man. Like, come on. It's like
it's because we know it's happening. We know it's coming. We know it's coming every time.
But you know, you can just get that feeling. You know, when you support Liverpool, like the way us guys support it, you get that feeling inside, like, potato. Nah, no, we're not getting him.
I don't know about you, JK and Daryl and Frank. Like, is it me or has the buzz gone? Like, do you remember the old days when you have that, you know, butterflies when there's a Man United game and you know, like the big games? I think that's gone out of me now. I think it doesn't exist in my body anymore. I don't look forward to games like I used to anymore. I don't know if you guys go through that now. It's just gone. I used to have that nervousness as well before the game. Nowadays, I don't, you know, like it's so bad. What we're seeing, I don't have that feeling anymore.
Yeah, you know why, Fozzie? Because what happened, like Frank, he loves his films. I love my music, producing and stuff. And what's happened to them two worlds? That money and agendas have driven it to what it is today. You know, like the music scene is just terrible. Films, it's just pure violence. People doing this, that, and the other. And I said to people about 20 years ago that they're going to come after football one day as well. And now look at football is all about capitalism. You know, after 9/11, them two sort of factors that were involved in that, they run British football now. It's just like crazy.
It's like I told you guys a few weeks ago, 13 teams in the Premier League is owned by Americans. And plus there's Leeds United in the other division and there's other teams as well. People don't even know that.
And these guys got no interest
They've
in
got
football.
a plan. JK, they've got a plan. There's something going to happen eventually.
Yeah. They're businessmen, you know, fair play to them, making money.
Boss, you was at the game on Sunday.
Huh? So
you was at the game on. You was at the game on Sunday. Did you notice anything when they were singing "Never Walk Alone"? Like Slot didn't really give much attention, pay any notice to it. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
No. I seen his face. He seemed sort of. I wouldn't say amazed, but he felt something. I seen that. Like I seen him there standing there, and he was just like looking a bit like special, you know. Look, at the end of the day, Arnie Slot.
We tried. We
he's
tried
thinking
to
about
sing his
himself.
name. We tried to sing his name.
The fans tried to sing his name.
We tried, but people are still in yoga and still in it. So it was very difficult to get it going in the stands. But then again, you look at the stands nowadays, it's like a library in a way. I mean, there's no atmosphere there anymore.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
the tone of
singing
"You'll
doesn't
Never
exist
Walk
that
Alone."
much. Yeah.
You know what it is, Fozzie? I always listen to the tone of "You'll Never Walk Alone" before the game starts. Over the years, it deteriorated, you know. I remember the old days. You couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
When that song was on, you couldn't hear the person next to you because it was so loud, you know. And I think in football, the way football is, especially in this country, I wouldn't say in Germany and say Spain, they're a bit more joyous, bit more energetic towards the game, you know.
Yeah.
I think us fans in England seem to, I don't know, just sort of laid back fans, you know, just there for the game, not showing no passion, singing, getting behind the team and stuff, you know. We always said the fans are the 12th man at a game.
Yeah.
That needs to stay there because the way they sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" nowadays, it's not loud. And I remember in the old days, as soon as we were winning a game at the end, around the 88th minute, what used to come out? "You'll Never Walk Alone."
You'll Never Walk Alone.
Blast. And that was for me, the goose pimples moment. Just listening to that. And I think now, no one really sings it. And that's why
they leave 20 minutes before the game ends.
I didn't have that one.
And things like that. People are up and down from their seats. They keep going in and out. It's just Anfield. It's changed. I don't know about you. What you think, Frank? Like and Darryl.
Well, you know, when we used to be in the Cop, and I'm going back years ago, when it was the old Kemlin Road stand, and people were getting back to the cars and the Cop always used to sing, "Sit down, you bums, sit down, you bums." You know, that's what they used to do. That's how they reacted. Because, they wanted you to stay there until the final whistle.
Yeah.
The final whistle. That's what they wanted you to do. Never mind going back to your cars to try and get out of the car park quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what they used to say. Dino says, I'm as frustrated as anyone over the lack of signings, but I'm still hopeful that we can still do well. The negativity is off the scale. Now, is he talking about us or is he talking about other clubs?
In general.
And you might as well not watch us, Buzz, if things are so bad. No, that's it. Remember when I said I've been going since the Shankly days. I've seen them win the first FA Cup at Wembley, you know, getting pushed about memory, you know.
Yeah.
Like that I was. And I've seen them. Now, as I said, it was only 2 or 3 seasons ago, I was told to go and watch, to go and support another club. I was called plastic because I wanted midfielders in. Yeah. No, I don't think Dean, honestly,
Frank, everybody's entitled to their opinions, mate.
Yeah.
I respect his opinion. You know what I mean? He's saying he might as well not watch us. Listen, I just come back from America watching my team in Philadelphia. So that's how much I support this football club. And secondly, like, if I don't have an opinion on things that's going bad, the disrespect for our football, our football club as well as our fans. We've got the best fans in the world that will support you through thick and thin. They don't judge you. They don't say bad things. Any other club, these things happen. Most players will go, managers would go, but we're here, and fans will get frustrated. But we're still here, being positive. I'm not being negative. I'm being a realist. That's the difference. There's 2 different things there. I've seen these things happen with these people on a continuous basis. They keep letting us down every single time. I mentioned 4 players, but there was 5 players that did the same kind of transfer like Zubimendi. You know what I mean? So how am I being negative if they keep doing the same thing? Let me ask you a question, guys. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Frank and Daryl and JK. If this happened in your real life, you get burned once, you get burned twice, you get burned 3 times, 4 times, 5 times in your real life, when is it enough? When is it enough?
Again, you know, I've got to come in there and say this. We mentioned this before, by the way, didn't we? We're not negative. We want the best for our club. And as Edward says, you know, the Zubimendi thing, you know, is, see, I don't know where the negativity, I really don't. We just want the best for our club.
Exactly.
So if that's negativity, we might as well fucking pack up and go home. It's a
so they want us to accept things like this, like it's a normal thing. Like, so
Exactly.
you want us to be a small club, basically. When we're trying to tell you Liverpool is the biggest club in England. Is that what you want us to do?
Another Bournemouth,
There you go.
shall we say? Another Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Shall we be
Dean-
one of them?
Listen,
No, but you know what it is? Quickly,
he's
I'll
entitled to
say-
his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. He could say what he wants.
No.
I've got no problems with people
No,
sharing
I
their
know you
opinions.
haven't.
But I'm just trying to explain to him, like, we've been burned so many times with these guys. When is it enough? When do you want me to complain then, or whatever you want me to do? When do you want me to support? When do you want me to support the club the way you want me to support it? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm
okay,
supporting it my way. Frank is supporting it his way. Jack is supporting it his way, and Daryl's supporting it his way. I mean,
Well,
I'm not negative.
No, of course you're not negative. Behave yourself. Take that out of your mind right away.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just trying to
Because we
explain
might
to
as
them.
well always be negative, might we? You know, we can be negative if we want to be negative. That's what annoys me.
Yeah.
Now, there's Robert Blundell says everything. Watch them say next summer, big spend.
Exactly.
You know, is he negative? No, he's not negative. He's just voicing an opinion.
But you know what, quickly, Frank? That,
it won't be a fucking big spend. Sorry to swear.
There's fans in our fan base that wanted Klopp out a few years ago, and they were willing for Klopp to lose games for that to happen.
Yes.
That's how. But us guys,
we were
I know
talking
Frank-
about that, weren't we?
I know Frank's not a big Arnie fan, nor am I, because I don't know the guy. But I don't want him to lose a game for Liverpool Football Club. That's the difference between
That
us
is the
real
difference.
fans.
What
Yeah.
did we say? We've said we get behind the team. We get behind the lads that are on the pitch.
Simple.
Yeah.
We get behind the lads that are going to come off the subs bench. That's who we get behind. Do we get behind the owner? No, what for? Why should we get behind the owners who are in Boston or in Wall Street doing deals?
Lucas age the other day.
I didn't say
Don't
that.
forget. Don't
You know what I
forget. Don't forget. K-Mac wanted him gone 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did. He said it on my show and got up and left. You mentioned something about, you know, I mentioned something about the stand for us.
Yeah.
That's all. I said the stand isn't even finished yet. And I was
I know.
only putting another stands on top of the Anfield Road stand, taking away the old one and putting another one on top. And it should have been opened, you know, like, should have been finished this summer. Should have been well and truly finished.
Yeah.
They're still putting bricks in
I know.
and window sills.
I know.
It's not finished, and it won't be finished until it's not even finished for the opening game against Brentford. It's
Embarrassment.
and that is embarrassing. But is that negativity? Or is that a complaint? It's a complaint.
Exactly.
If you go in, if you buy like, say, like a big chunky steak, and you went, can I have that one to the butcher? And you go, yeah, all right. But he's got another one under the counter and gives you a little one. And you go home and you go, what the fuck is that? And go back. And you complain. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
You shot that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, it's complaining. It's a complaint.
There's no calmer fans than Liverpool fans, Frank. There's no calmer fans than Liverpool fans. As we discussed earlier, we waited 30 years. You know what I mean? We was all young back in the day, and you know what I mean. You can't get calmer than waiting 30 years, mate. Dean, like that's what you need to understand, bro. I'm 45 years old, by the way. I'm not a young kid, so don't think I'm at that age.
I think you're a brilliant Red. I'm telling you now, and I'm telling everyone on here, to go to America to see them play in friendlies, to fly back and drive all the way from London to see them play in a friendly at Anfield. That's what you call a Red. And as I said, it's here for you. Like us all. You've all got it here. I've been everywhere. Me? Everywhere. I've watched Liverpool, and I was called a plastic fan and go and support, someone else. That's what I was told. And here's this great fella, Mr. Shakespeare. Now, don't forget, one of the greatest quotes of all time from Shakespeare is this: a poor player that struts and frets is out upon the stage and is heard no more. Think about that. What a quote. What a quote. And that was Jurgen Klopp. A poor player that struts and frets is out upon the stage and is heard no more, because he wanted players.
Wow.
And he wasn't listened to.
Nope. Never.
So David says, what do you think of Alan Varela?
He's good. He's good. He's a good player from what I've heard. I don't know much about him in regards to playing wise, but Anton is my mate in it, so I've known him for years, and me and him are similar type of people in it. So he said to me, if we go for anyone, he should be the one that we should be going for, because he could control that midfield, and if you want a DM that's similar probably to Zubamendi, he's the one. But the thing is, what I've heard, he's just been made captain of Porto, so it'll be impossible to buy him, to be fair, unless we break the bank to get him.
Okay. Well, we should be breaking the bank to get someone.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think? I'll go to JK at the last. What about this Varela lad, Darryl?
Yeah, Varela's very good, very, very box to box, very tactical, got an engine on him. But as Foz said, he's just been made captain of Porto. So yeah, but for me, I'm with you, Frank. If I'm going for anyone, I'm going for Edison or Gomez.
Okay. What about you, JK, about Varela?
I can't really say too much about him because I don't know really too much about him. But what I've heard, sort of, a bit of a player. But I go for Edison at Atlanta. He looks a player.
That's
I think Frank said the same thing as well. Yeah, Frank, you said the same thing.
That's who I'd go after. Edison.
What they say about Edison, guys, he's not a DM. He's more of a central midfielder. But if you watch the way he plays, and you could turn him into a DM. He loves the challenge, doesn't he, Frank? He loves the challenge, and and all that stuff. He slide tackles. He wins the ball back, and he's box to box as well. So you could probably, Brazilians are very good when you turn them into something else as well. They're very, those are the kind of players you could, change their position, and they'll be happy with it anyway.
Yeah.
Boys, can I just cut in for a second?
Huh?
Can I just cut in for one more second and tell you something?
No.
Liverpool are in discussions with Andre.
I'm just going to say what happened to Andre from Fulham.
Yeah, just a text saying Liverpool have re-registered their interest in Andre.
Cheap option. If Andre was so good, why didn't every team go after him?
Exactly.
There you go, people. What did we say in the beginning, Frank? Didn't we say that?
Yeah.
They always go for the big ones, and they always fail. But they always go for the low prices afterwards.
Yeah.
If this is true,
all the time. But is that, are we talking negative here? I don't think we are. We're not talking negative. I don't understand anyone coming in and going, I'm very surprised, that we would call negative.
It's all right, Frank. Everybody's entitled to their opinions in it, but you got to just tell them the truth.
Yeah, but they might come in like during the chat They don't come in to start. So they come in and go, yeah.
Oh, he hasn't heard the full. Yeah. Well, I know.
Yeah, but they haven't heard before, and then they come in halfway through.
I understand.
Then, you know, as I said, it's not negative, it's complaining.
Yeah.
You know, and as Edward said, you know, I haven't heard too much. This is the only channel I haven't heard everyone moaning about Zubamendi, because we haven't gone on about it.
No.
But it's only, you know, hopefully bringing someone in.
Yeah.
And why are we sitting on our backside?
Yeah.
Until Darren's just said that, but I take no notice anymore. I really don't. I'm not saying I don't take notice of Darrell. But what I'm saying is, you know, breaking. And I've always come out and said, hey, lads, breaking now, taking no notice. Yeah. And I said all along, and I said to you, JK, you were away in America, I'm afraid, folks. But I said at the time, all as I want to see is a fella sitting there with his shirt up like that, signing a piece of paper to say that he's a Liverpool player. And then going out on the pitch and holding up that shirt he's been given. That's me.
It's sad, man. Like,
because it's got these owners have got us the way we don't trust them. That's not trusting them.
I don't know if you guys even noticed with Liverpool, with these owners. The only time they sign players is when Liverpool's at the Champions League. Have you guys noticed that? Whenever we get at the Champions League, that's when they start panicking and they sign players. So
yeah.
Totally. You look back in history. You see this always when we are at the Champions League.
Okay. when I was talking about you know, the murders I'm doing tomorrow night, Jay said, Frank, I don't want you to murder anyone.
JK says FSG in
it. And Derek Serra says Varela's mum's his agent.
Yeah,
that's not good. That's not good. That's
just like Rabiot, his mum's his agent.
Yeah, that's not good, man. That's why Rabiot is looking for a club. Still. Yeah, man.
Well, anyway, I'll go through a few comments, what the lads are saying. Zubamendi was never on FSG's menu to buy him. FSG staff was just looking at the menu. Our fan base is easily controlled by FSG propaganda machine of lies and deceit. And the midnight choker. The two lads from at Chelsea didn't think that way last summer when Klopp had spoken to them. There you go. But did he speak to them?
I don't think so, you know. I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I don't think they allowed it, to be fair, Frank.
No.
The agents wouldn't allowed it, yeah.
The agent didn't want to speak to Klopp.
Yeah. It was the agents.
Yeah.
Agents also ruin football. I've always said that. They've ruined football. Unless you're a top agent. But in general, not a big fan of it. And that's why there's got to be true football fans being agents, you know. Because like when a guy goes to a club and they use them for stepping stones, you know, he wants to get the best deal for him on the next move. Why? Because he'll get a bit of cut out of that. So that's what football is now, as a business, you know. It's been for a long time a business. But I feel sometimes the owners, especially ours, could put their hand in their pocket. You know?
Yeah. 100%, bro.
David Shakespeare, I've got to read these three comments out, okay? I've got to. David says, hiya Frank, I believe we can win the league. Now let me finish on the other quotes. The other comments. Hiya Frank, I believe we can win the league. I believe in us and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. I believe in us because we are Liverpool. And I think that's a lovely comment, but I think these are funny. Just let me go on. And it's Steve, you never walk, he says. You need to stay off the Skittles. This squad ain't winning an egg and a spoon race. That's what he says. And Youssef says, David Shakespeare, whoever your drug dealer is, can I have his number? I need to consume the good stuff you're taking. That's just, it's not having a go at David. It's just, a bit of banter or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not like saying, "Oh, behave, F off," or anything like that. That's what we're like.
But
That's
we remain positive, even though the obstacles have always been there. That's
Yeah.
the difference. Have you heard Man United and Arsenal fans over the last 10 years, ever since social media took? They're the ones who have brought football shows into like riots. They sort of fed, because of their team sort of failing, it sort of fed the YouTube people, and it was great to watch. People arguing on what's wrong at Arsenal, what's wrong at United. I don't want our club to be that. Okay, I don't want ever our fans to be arguing with each other about this, that, and the other, and taking the piss out of the club. This club has gave so much to us, guys. And I feel the respect out of football. I've heard Liverpool fans are more interested in the business side of Liverpool than they are what's happening on the pitch. I just don't understand that. Unless you've got a percentage in the club and you're going to make money, I don't understand that.
Well, I think this is a cracking thing, and I think it's looking psychologically, to be honest, at the lad Zubamendi. And Derek says, got to admit it, Frank. If you wanted to dissuade Zub from coming here, the state of the country and what's going on locally might be enough, especially if it was highlighted by his manager. I'm talking about Sociedad's manager, by the way, Real's manager. You want to go there? Look at the streets, showing them clips of film, because it went worldwide. The streets, but Liverpool always get picked on. As a historian, every time you see something about riots in '81, it's always the toxic riots, not where it started.
In London.
In Bristol. And you had a London.
There was one in London before, as well,
Yeah, but a copper was decapitated.
Yeah.
Blakelock, Constable Blakelock he had his head cut off, and yet they never mentioned that. It was always the top riot. Race riots, they say, as well, and it wasn't race riots. Shocking. But anyway, David replies, just believe, guys, this is our year. We are Liverpool. We are the best football team in the land. Yes, we are. And that's what he says, because he's like JK and myself. We get behind the team. He's not once mentioned about the backroom staff or Hughes. He hasn't mentioned them. He hasn't mentioned Sloot. He hasn't mentioned them. He hasn't mentioned the owners. He's just mentioning the team. And as I said before, I think people forget this, and we all agreed, we're blessed with experience to go out this week, on Saturday. We're blessed with the experience. And no one takes a blind bit of notice.
No.
They think that we're talking negativity all the time. Why is that? I just don't understand it. I really don't. We don't. We want the best for the club.
Oh, yeah.
And as the Midnight Talk says, doubters will doubt. Doubters will doubt. Well, they will doubt.
100%.
Yeah, and Dino says, personally, Frank, I'm going to try to be positive. We've got to play the hounds with. Of course, that's what I've just said. Dino, I said it before you came on. We're blessed with the experience that we've kept the spine. We've got JK, Darryl, and even before Fozzie came on, I'm going back a few weeks. Remember when I said we cannot afford to break the spine? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And we went from Ali right through to Mo Salah. We went right through. If we keep that, and we have, We have, thank God.
Mm.
And that's what I said. So that's not negativity. Anyway, he carries on by saying, we've got to play the hand we're dealt. I hope Slot can improve us from a defensive. Last season we were too easy to play through. That's why, Dino. Honestly, that's why we desperately need a number 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go the game. You're there. You're a season ticket holder, mate. You go the game, and they say, you definitely know about a number 6. And then we can pick up more points. Linders had too much influence on our tactics last season, which is why our approach totally changed from previous seasons under Klopp. Heads up, Reds. It's not as bad as we think. Not yet, like. So you see,
I agree with him with the Linders thing. I think Linders ruined our season. Yes, like the inverted thing with Trent don't work. Like, I don't want to see it. And
well, they played it. They played it over the weekend, didn't it, as well?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I think if Trent just drops now and again into that sort of role in that position, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. But where did Trent find his success? He started at right back and was the best in the world at a time. So for me, he should stick to that. But the Linders thing, yeah, man, too much influence by the side coach. Not needed, for my opinion. But we scored Liverpool, and when that whistle blows, we're gonna win that game. That's the Liverpool thing, So, but what Frank and those guys are just saying is about the facts of what's happening around the club. They're willing to give LeBron money. They're happy to get money from Lucasade, and all these fucking deals they're getting every other week. They're getting a new sponsorship deal, so they're working hard. Why can't they work this hard to get a number bloody 6?
Wow.
Well, that's the Evans says. He's a good friend of mine. Still the most, in capital letters, most. So he's emphasising most successful club in the land. Nobody is going to deny that. And Midnight Soaker says, makes me laugh watching people melt over things we have no control. The player rejected the move after agreeing. Yeah, that's John Henry's fault. Now, that's what I don't understand. Has anybody mentioned John Henry? The only thing I've mentioned about him is that he's got a handshake like a wet fish.
Yeah, that's the only time we talked about him, yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever mentioned, Midnight.
Yeah, we don't talk about him, to be fair, man.
But Midnight is a good lad, because we had a little bit, he disagrees with what I said a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, and he got back and he said, this is why I like the channel, because we have opinions, albeit that we agree and disagree with it,
But he's respectful. It ain't like, it's like proper respectful, and then we've got to keep it like that. The Liverpool fan base, I don't want to see Liverpool fan channels arguing with each other like a bunch of idiots, That's embarrassing, If a guy's acting like an idiot, yeah, fair enough, like say something to him and that. But we don't want to go to the Arsenal Man United way anyway.
No. But as Yusuf says, Midnight Soaker, are you a subscriber to K-Mac channel?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, he's made it now, Frank, after that tantrum. So yeah, good luck to him, man. He's doing all right now. He's doing all right.
And I've never seen this lad before. Brian Almeida. More games next season, smaller squad. Still not replaced Matip and Thiago. Now, no DM either. Selling our young talent. What the F is going on? Now, again, is this fella, is Brian, no, he's not negative. That's it. It's bringing out your frustration. It's, he's just saying, what's going on? What is it? And we've all said it, what's going on? And David says, he's great, says a great philosopher is Shakespeare, Mr. Shakespeare, don't forget. I always believe in Liverpool, and that we will win the league.
Same as Dave. Same as.
JK says it all. Every season he says, we're going to win the league. And there's no harm on that.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
Nope.
And the Midnight Talk says, 28 days to do what's needed. The club suffered a setback. No thanks to that tit changing his mind. Wait and see what happens before spitting one's dummy out. That's a good point. But no one's spitting the dummy out. We want that dummy in there to suck upon to get a DM. This is what the dummy is for. We need a DM. No matter what any. Do you agree with what I'm saying here? We need a DM. It's as simple as that. Yes or no?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. It's been for years. Yeah.
There you go.
I've been asking for it since Fabinho, yeah.
And it's not 28 days, it's 17 days. That's it.
Well, the Midnight Show says, sorry.
Oh, he made a mistake.
People can make mistakes, Daryl, don't worry.
We forgive, mate. We forgive. Yeah.
We're just negative, apparently.
You know why?
Dean,
a lot
don't
of people
worry,
support
mate.
Liverpool.
It's all good, man. It's all good, mate. It's all good.
Quickly, because is that like Liverpool people in general are very anti-politics type of guys. You know why? Because they state the obvious and state the facts of what's happening to the country.
Yeah,
that's why I support Liverpool. You know, and that's how I connected to them at a young age and stuff. So when it comes to our club being sort of misled and being crafty business going on, bang, we're getting on that. You know, and we do it with respect. You know, we don't hear any of us actually. None of us actually named John Henry bar the handshake chat we had. We've not mentioned him. We just don't like the way they are sort of running the club. Financially, they're doing great off the field, no doubt. Probably one of the best in the business. Yeah. You know, they're very good at that. But the football side of it, what the main thing is, they don't really give a fuck about that. You know, and that's what the problem is to the fans who think we're being negative.
And if JK swears, there's something seriously wrong.
yeah.
Something seriously wrong. And Chris Dix, the Montenegrin lad. Midnight Talker, talking of dummies, grow up. The league starts in 4 days.
It's mad 4 days, man.
4 days.
Like, and the Midnight is great, this Midnight Talker. Season doesn't depend on one type of player, Frank. Just makes us more complete. Not like any signing could get injured, for instance. Thing is, we're not saying that because what we've been saying, we don't need one player, we need 3.
3 players.
Yeah, so but you know what, Frank?
Any difference?
It's like spaghetti bolognese. You can eat it with just the meat and the pasta. But when you add Parmesan cheese on top of that, it's going to taste 50 times better or 60. And that's what one player can do.
It's my favourite. It's my favourite meal.
There you go. I knew it, Daryl. So that's why that one player can make a difference.
Daryl's a chef, you know.
Yeah.
Daryl's the chef.
Name is Brian, the Irish lad.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a top chef as well.
Wow. Yeah, Darren, you've got a competition.
Yeah, we should have one. I'll be in that. I love cooking.
The Midnight Talker. So Zubimendi would have started on Saturday.
Man, just can't you get a grip?
No, he would have just been looking, and Perez is on the.
Yeah.
Go and talk to K-Mac. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
He'll do the rounds. Zubimendi, if he was signed, he would have come on the pitch, walked around, appreciated it, and gone off. You know. Actually, he wouldn't have. Why? Because it's at Portman Road. Oh, it's not at Anfield, actually. So he wouldn't have paraded him. You can imagine the Ipswich fans chucking cans at him and everything. Like, how's this guy?
Yeah, look, Brian says it all when they couldn't sign Paulino. When Jürgen was there, not even Jürgen's pulling power could hold out to the tight-fisted wasters to joke.
Yeah.
Because every player wanted to play for Klopp, no doubt.
100%, no doubt.
Yeah.
See how diverse we've become here, just only in this chat, and they're all good lads, you know. They're not.
100%.
They're no fools. As I said about Midnight Toker, we disagreed the other week, and but at the end he said it was a great show, because we have to be like this. You can't have to say. I went to match one day with my best mate. We had a drink. We were walking up. We always walked to the ground because we didn't live far from it. Anyway, we were walking up, and he said to me, "This young fella, I don't fancy him, And I said, "Oh, well, all right." So anyway, we goes in it. I think it was Fulham or Stoke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And this young fella who's saying, "I don't like him." And at the end, I said, "Well, what you think?" And he went, "He's all right." And it was Ian Rush, and he scored 4.
Wow.
Do you see what I mean?
Mm.
Do you see what I mean? So it's the anticipation. That's all it is. That's all it is. And he ends up, being our leading goal scorer forever, in my opinion.
Wow. Such a nice guy. I met him, Frank. He's such a nice guy, man. Such a gentleman.
Yeah.
Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. I was going on with him on LFC TV once, live. Got to the phone call, "Will you appear with it?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So anyway, when I went up there, I think it was a couple of days later, to do the show, he was ill, couldn't do it.
Oh.
And I think it was John Aldridge who took his place. And I went, "You're a good sub, aren't you?" And he didn't like it.
Oh, damn.
Like,
I love Aldo growing up. I thought Aldo was phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal.
And
underrated. Do you think Frank is underrated? Do you think Aldo as a Liverpool player, John Aldridge?
As a Liverpool player,
yeah,
it's unfortunate because when Kenny sold him, we as fans, coming on wasn't any of this. It's just coming on, just talking, going then for a beer.
Yeah.
When he played his last game and he threw his shoe and his socks and everything, his boots into the crowd.
I remember, yeah.
And we were saying, "Do you think we'll miss him?" And it's only what people have been saying. We don't know.
Mm.
We don't know if we will. And the point was, we didn't miss him. We didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the point. But, if he would have stayed a couple of seasons more, maybe he could have done something for it. I just don't know.
Yeah. He scored a lot of goals at Real Sociedad, didn't he? Over 30 goals, I think.
Yeah, he did. He was good for them.
Yeah. And
there's in a strange Real Sociedad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
Is it a connection or a
connection? Yeah, I had to bring that up, innit?
Could have said, couldn't we? Can we have Aldo back, please? Anyway, as he says, of course they are not interested in winning. If they were, they wouldn't be waiting for a DM for 2.5 years. Brilliant point.
Nice one, Eddie.
That's a great point. Simple as simple as.
I mean, we knew Fabinho was declining, guys. You know what I mean? That season. And we needed someone that's going to, eventually replace him. And they didn't even get that over the line. That's the saddest thing about it, man.
No, Edwards wasn't here, Fozzie. Edwards wasn't here. We couldn't get it done. We can't run without Edwards. Remember that?
Yeah. Sad. Very, very sad, that, man.
2.5 years.
And people talk about patience. Look at that. 2.5 years.
Yep.
Yeah. We never replaced Ginny.
No.
We never replaced him. We had Mascherano, and when he went, we never replaced him. Then Ginny came along years later, and then all of a sudden he went, and we never replaced him.
Nope.
That worries me about the Salah situation. Like, who is eventually going to replace that guy? Like you've seen, like they brought in Arnie for Klopp. So even another guy who was talking to me about football, he was saying to me, Klopp's up here with Pep, Ferguson, that type of manager, big time. Slot's way down here. You know, no one even knows who he is. You know, so we're just showing like what we do. You know, is Darwin as good as Bobby? No. Is Diaz as good as Mane? No, he isn't.
No.
Sorry. You know, so I'm a bit worried about the Salah situation. Who's going to replace him and Virgil? You know.
It took us how many years to replace Alan Hansen, Frank? How many years?
Yeah. Well, I don't know anymore. You know, it's just one of those things that happens. We're a laughing stock. It makes no difference, but we are a laughing stock on, like, say, Manchester United pods, on Manchester City, on Arsenal, on all the London clubs. We're all a laughing stock because they're all going zooby, ooby, you know.
Yeah.
Because of that guy, Anfield Agenda.
Yeah, you know. So
he always lets himself down. I don't know why he keeps doing that. Stop it, please, bro. You jinx us every time with that stuff. Oh, man. I remember he laughed at about, was it when I think Man United lost, didn't it? About 7 goals or something like that. And then he started laughing at Man United. I think 6 goals or something like that. And then he came to Liverpool. We lost to Aston Villa, I think about 6 goals as well. So he keeps doing things like that, man. He's jinxing us all the way, man. Zooby, doo. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well,
why make it public that we're after Casado and this guy, only to show us fans that, oh, look, they're busy, they're after these guys? No, they're not. You know, and I'm thinking, why would you want to embarrass yourself at the club, you know? So they're willing to embarrass the club saying we're going after this guy and this guy and this guy.
Yeah.
But realistically, are they? You know, and I'm thinking it's getting a bit embarrassing. Like, Man United fans are jumping up and down like they won the bloody league.
Have you noticed, JK, when it happens to them, when they miss out on players, there's never any, you know, there's no channels opening, there's no mic taking. But when it happens to Liverpool, they all group up together and they start taking the piss out of us every time, bro.
Yeah. It's been mad. This Zubimendi talk has made people make shows about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how mad it is, you know? Is it like, I think United fans and Arsenal fans are a bit tired getting the piss taken out of them over the years in social media. So any bit of downward sort of turn for us, bang, they jump on it straight away. So they highlight it much quicker, you know? Like, us guys, I don't remember us guys doing any shows making fun of United and Arsenal. They did it themselves, taking the piss out themselves, they did, you know what I mean? And I don't want us to do that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the Anfield, Scottish Bear, good evening, Frank and panel. Good evening, Bear.
Hi, easy, bro, Scottish.
Good to see you, mate. And the Anfield Roar. We're showing ambition, but we are not getting these big deals done. Our record signing elite players is awful. Last top players were Alisson and Virgil. Think about it.
Yeah, you can't even put Thiago on there because he was declining at that time anyway.
He was on the decline.
Yeah.
There was no way Bayern Munich would let their top player go unless there was something wrong. And he got him, and there was something wrong.
Exactly.
You know, when the likes of Naby Keita played more games than him, that tells you something.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah. You got even like now, like Virgil's even come out and said we need players. Virgil said it himself in an interview. Taro Endo came out and said, I can't do this. We need a DM. So surely the proof's in the pudding. There, do you know what I mean? Our players are saying it.
Yeah, because Virgil realised when Endo was on top of his game how easy his game was. Hence why he's saying he needs a number 6 in front of him. That's you know, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It gives the defence a bit of leeway to, like, the number 6 does the main job, you know. So for like Kwanzaa and Virgil, is going to be easier.
The thing is, JK and Daryl and Frank, what people fail to realise, the reason Trent is inverting is because we ain't got no DM. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? If
Yeah,
they have a
yeah.
if they have a DM that's got mobility that can run up, around the pitch and cover positions, do you think Trent would be inverting? No, because he'd be covered to do that. That what JK was talking about earlier, going up and down that wing and putting some great crosses in the box. That's what I miss from Trent. JK, when he was talking about that, he doesn't do that anymore. Have you guys noticed that? There's no crosses like it used to be. Like Beckham kind of crosses that he used to do. That's disappeared from his game.
Yeah.
So it clearly shows like we've got a lot of deficiency in this team, and him inverting shows it's because of lack of that mobility midfielder that we don't have. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I
he
was-
actually did
I
for
was-
the
I
Yota
wasn't-
goal.
I remember I was talking to Daryl, innit? Daryl was in my chat the other day when I was saying. Remember when I said Daryl? I said I'm happy with Zubimendi, but I want more. Do you remember when I said that? I need more in that midfield.
Yeah, we need 3 players.
There you go.
We need another 3 players. And we said, didn't we?
Mm.
We don't need forwards.
No.
Because all our forwards can score goals. Every one of them can score goals, so we don't need them. But we needed a defensive midfielder. That's when, like Dino says, at the beginning, I seen them cutting through.
Poor.
That's how we were leaking goals. That's why that's why we need a number 6.
If you guys seen the way the rival fans were acting when we was going for Caicedo, I've never seen the internet blow up like it did, guys. I swear. They knew it was the end game. They knew it if we got Caicedo at the time. Don't ever base Caicedo that you see now at Chelsea to the Caicedo that could have been at Liverpool. It would have been 2 different players in a way. Look at that.
Yeah, because
De Bruyne failed at Chelsea. Salah failed at Chelsea. So many players failed at Chelsea. Chelsea just want instant success. That's the difference. You know what I mean? We could develop players and improve them, make them into better players at Liverpool. I think Caicedo would have been one of the most important players on that pitch if we signed him that summer. And then all the rival fans knew. They knew it was over for them, man. We got him. They knew it.
Yeah, spot on.
But what people tend to forget as well, that his playing partner
it was already at Liverpool. Yes, Frank.
Yeah, McAllister. So they was just gelled.
Goodness gracious.
It was a gelled. That's why I keep saying, look, if your mate's going there and you played great with him and you were mates, the best of mates, you're going to follow him. That's why I keep saying it was spin. Saying that he wanted to go to Chelsea. I'm telling you now.
And he's still talking about Liverpool now in interviews. He's still talking about us. Recently, he was talking about Liverpool as well, about the move again.
There you go. Well, this year, CGA, he's definitely an American, this fella, isn't he, CGA? John Henry is in talks to buy Boston Celtics, NBA champions, for between 5 to 10 billion. He's being cheap.
There you go. There you go, man.
I'm just going to read out these. And Brian said it hasn't changed any from Rafa's statements after Athens 2007. Yes, we have had a great time under Jürgen, but insecurity still remains to this very day and beyond. FSG out, lads, and that's what he says. He's no messing. Scottish Bear, Frank, remember when you were a child and went to a shop with your parents and you asked for an ice cream and they said, no, that's FSG. You aren't getting anything. And that's the Scottish Bear. And he just gave that little, I don't know whether it's an analogy or an example. What happens with 115's case Klopp might get a couple of more leagues? I don't understand that.
They pushed it to from November to September. The court case.
Okay. Thanks, Midnight. Ali Noose, I mate says, Chris Dix, I'm back. Liverpool still haven't got used to late night chats, especially when we all know it's Fenway's poison. He just doesn't like Fenway, honestly. Does. Well, the old ones. I'm just going to go right down, getting the last few in before we all say our good nights. I'll go to Steve. FSG have turned the majority of fans into customers and accountants, brainwashed them with their propaganda of lies and deceit. We are foot. See, that it's hard hitting, I know. Zubamendi said yes, Scottish Bear says. Liverpool digging the heels on a pay. Yeah, and no one's mentioned that. Why? I said tonight to you, Alan, why don't we just pay the money?
Yeah.
On a payment structure, and the player got cold feet. If you want me to pay the money, yeah. If you want me to pay the money, is right. Anyway, Mickey M. What does our Mickey say? I can't see Diaz to Man City, but perhaps Diaz swap for De Jong.
There's
But
no way Liverpool paying 720 grand a week for De Jong.
No, he's too
and not
old.
only that, he's 27 as well. You know, Marco Edwards doesn't like them at that age. Yeah.
Exactly. FSG, it's FSG here, say to Scott. Can we sign your players on the cheap, please? And that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like, unfortunately. When you start, look, because we afforded 51.5 million. Because we afforded that. Without any qualms.
Yeah.
Says it all. Says it all. And, but we don't want to go on about it. We've got to move forward. And Liverpool, what can we say or do? And that's Ravi saying that. Eddie says, IDK, he could just genuinely love his home and club. I got no issue with him showing loyalty. Be asking Trent to do the same too. Eddie, you know, you're a good lad and everything else. But that's been said too often. And they try to, use it as an excuse. I'm afraid. And that's a spin. That's a spin. I'm telling you now.
And he also gave his word to Liverpool. Zubamendi did.
Yeah, he did. But we wouldn't pay the bloody thing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't pay it. Oh, we had his Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock. Yeah, Mickey he says, these are going right down. Is Ugarte still available? If so, how about a swap Diaz to Barca, De Jong to PSG, and Ugarte to LFC?
He's going to United tomorrow, I'm afraid, Mickey.
He's going United,
yeah.
And James MK. Also, another lie. We were told Nike sponsoring us would give us more money. And we were told that, remember?
Yeah.
And
Redbird, don't forget about Redbird as well.
And extending the stands. More lies. Klopp in 9 years spent 30 million a season. That's around 260 million spent in 9 seasons. We sell to buy. That's what we've been saying, James. That's what we did. But we're told we're negative.
We're one away, guys. One away from 50. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. We're one away from 50.
And Hollywood Rock. Are we 50? 1 from 50, really?
1 from 50, mate. And hit the subscription button, people. Please hit that subscription button. Let the channel grow. You know what I mean? You're not going to get anything else like this, man, in anywhere, in any other channel. Please hit that like and hit the subscription button.
Yeah. Frankie needs his blue pill for blue pills.
He doesn't ask for anything but free stuff, guys, which is like and subscribe. Just push that button. Simple as that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, Foz. Thank you.
No worries, mate.
And there's the Hollywood Rock. Hey, Hollywood. Ravi, you must have been answering what Ravi said. I wish. You know, said the Scottish Bear. The owners don't care about the fans. You've said that all along, to be honest. Top 4 job done, all about profits and revenue. It's just nuts. There's Dean again. And Dean, honestly, Dean's a cracking lad. You know, he is. He's just one. He's one of us. He's one of us. And Another side to the Zubamendi, dear Frank. We shouldn't knock the lad for wanting to remain loyal to his royal club. We haven't knocked him. Have I knocked him?
Who?
Has anyone else knocked him for being loyal?
Did I praise him?
He said yes. He said yes to Liverpool. He said yes. He wasn't being loyal.
But I just feel like I respect his decision, but I just realised like what is his ambitions? Like, don't he want to play Champions League for a big club? And when is the time for him to do that?
He's 25 years old. I mean, this is the time. This is the time.
He ain't gonna win nothing. He ain't gonna win nothing at Sociedad.
I don't think so. Yeah.
If he said yes to whoever it was, if he said okay, the stumbling block, I don't care what anyone says, was the payment. Yeah. Because Sociedad said, didn't he, we just want it all. We don't want it in any installments or anything. And we were still arguing over installments. And, a player, a manager, one of the backroom staff might have said to him, do you want to go to a club like that? Yeah. Simple as that. Anyway, he carries on by saying, we should praise footballers for being loyal. We are, Stevie.
I did that. Absolutely. I did say that.
And so was Trent. You forgot about Trent there, Tino. Mm-hmm. Trent will follow suit. A few images circulating tonight for something is imminent with Trent. Either a new deal or goodbye. Fingers crossed it's a new deal.
He won't go.
So if it's a new deal, and then it'll have to have a knock-on effect for Ali, for Virgil, won't it? A knock-on effect.
Yeah.
So what will it be? The knock-on effect.
Higher wages.
But what will someone say? It's like a what?
New signing.
Simple as that. They've done it before. They've done it before. Oh look, it's like a new signing. I know what I said. But you're right, do you know, lads? But no one's, honestly, we haven't been negative. Not half upsetting that.
There's a lot more pods and channels that are negative than this channel. Trust me, we're not negative.
We made bad business, as always, says Ali Danush, our Romanian friend. We sold Carvalho, and I bet after a few years, many big clubs will transfer him for huge money. He is a good player. And Eddie says, owners who are passionate and want to win are out there. They are out there. They are out there. If we became owners, we could keep it going, the momentum. We could keep it. We just say anything that's coming in, lads. Who do you want? Well, money. All right, go and buy him. As long as we know that he's good and improve the side. So we're all right. I could have easily. I said this when FSG, before FSG bought it. I said, I can buy that. I could go in, say to the Royal Bank of Scotland, listen, Mr. Manager, I want to buy Liverpool Football Club. Will you lend me the money, the 300 million? And I'll pay you. It'll be paid out to Liverpool Football Club. Because they knew the capital. That's why they turned around and said it would never go into administration. And people forget that. And they just said, yeah, all right. So I was being the owner. And I was won about 28 championships with Jürgen.
Get that 20, Frank. Get that 20, mate.
You know what I mean?
And James says, sick of FSG. They have amazing club fans. Thank you, James. And they are just greedy. LFC is worth over. Well, it's 5 billion now, James. We are the cash cow sucking us dry. What did you say? Who made Liverpool into a £5 billion club, JK?
Jurgen, the only guy, he did that. Because why? He did it on the pitch. And that's what I was saying to these guys now. If they want to keep that valuation of that club high, they've got to improve what's happening on the pitch, you know? Like, that is just common sense and logic. Imagine we finish 7th this season. Next season we'll finish 10th. Season after 4th. The price value of Liverpool Football Club will go down a lot.
JK, are we forgetting where we was before Jurgen? You know, the players we were signing. Are we forgetting that? You know, what I mean, where the club was.
Mario Balotelli.
Ricky Lambert.
Ricky Lambert. Yeah, don't forget.
Do you know that? Honestly, he came out when he wasn't Liverpool manager. You know, he'd been sacked. And someone asked him about Balotelli. He said, I didn't want to sign him. And Steven Gerrard must have read this, because Steven Gerrard had left Liverpool by then, and he must have read that and went, you fucking liar. And he wrote a couple of weeks later, I forget what paper, and he said, Brendan Rodgers broke his back trying to sign Mario Balotelli.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Why always me?
Yes,
no notice of that.
Fabio Barini was another one.
Oh, another guy. Wow.
Oh, awful. Absolutely awful.
And I'll just go right down. I'll see what Chris ticks. If you want to join the Reds Evolution Fenway, let me know. Thanks, Frank. Being up since 4 So catch you all Thursday. Be well. You'll never walk alone. And you know what? He's been trying to get them out, you know. And I mean that he has. The Scottish Bear. All these clowns blame Klopp for everything. They did. This is what I said before, Scottish Bear. And you weren't on, unfortunately. I said, and the lads will tell you what I said. They were having sly digs at him just before, the last few games. They were sly digs at Klopp. And one of them with no names, but 2 of them with no names. One of them gone 2 years ago. What he said.
Wow.
No names. And that's the unfortunate thing. Eddie, Scottish Bear, I was baffled when I saw the Klopp slander last season. Nearly broke my brain. Yep. There you go. Couldn't put it any better than what Eddie says there. Yeah, there's our midnight. Look. Anyway, I say so. If he disagrees, and this is what he's like.
Let's go. Let's get there. Let's get there, people.
And he said this is a great show. It's great to disagree. It's great to disagree. Do Frank a favour to like the sub. Let's get him to 1K. Thank you, mate. Thank you so much. And I've never seen this lad as well. They have. I think this lad is he's a Norwegian, Christian DeWitt.
I've seen him on my channel, yeah.
Oh, you see, always. But I'm sorry. Well, I've never seen.
No, I've seen him on my channel. I said I've seen him. Like he goes around to Liverpool channels. Yeah.
I love Klopp, but Nunes and Endo were Klopp influenced signings. Both terrible signings. So you say Nunes and Endo. See, you see the diversity.
With Endo though, Frank, I disagree because we were at House Leather desperate for that transfer window, end of the transfer window signing. We needed somebody. We needed someone. I can't blame Klopp for that.
I love this name. Look, Kenny's from Everton. Little play on words. Kenny himself. You're right there, JK. Nothing's the same anymore, like films. Even on Bape Station.
Babe
Maybe
station.
something
That
like
still exists? Bloody
That's
hell.
it.
Yeah, Frank's on it every night.
Do you know what? One of my neighbours, stupid, you know.
Yeah.
You know, she was just talking to me and she said, you know what, I had a laugh. I said, yeah, well, now I've got a French window, I've got a, what do you call them, a Juliet balcony. Right. And anyway,
I don't know where this is going.
she said, I said that you want to look up at Frank, you know, he's always naked walking around. I said, why did you murder her? She went, only, I said, no. I said, because, and never mind, but, you know, people be looking up, and they were. You know, looking up, how should I look up? Where does he live? There's his window there. There's his
Frank walking around just his boxers on.
Honestly, God, honestly, that's true, that. But I have murder with the lady anyway. Said you shouldn't have said that.
Spot on, James.
She hasn't spoken to me since. I'm just going to read Dino here. Yeah, let's read James first. We are the fourth richest club in the world's elite club. We are the richest club in the world's elite club. We need to act like it. Don't pee down my back and tell me it's raining. What a great analogy. What a great analogy, James MK. The atmosphere at Anfield is so dependent upon circumstances. It depends on who we're playing and whether we're a goal down or so. Like the last 20 minutes against Fulham last season, brilliant point, or Barcelona, etc. There's never going to be an atmosphere in a friendly. The atmosphere has been dying in the football grounds up and down the country since the 80s. The culture in England is different to abroad. Abroad is a constant noise that doesn't reflect on what's happening on the pitch. It's orchestrated noise. But we don't know that, as you said about Fulham, as you said about Barca, as you said, you know, you never mentioned Chelsea either. And, you know, I go back to the San Etienne. Well, I've never heard a noise like it in all my life. But David Fairclough scored that pair goal to send us through, beating one of the top teams in Europe. They were brilliant, San Etienne at the time.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a noise like it. But I also never heard a noise, and this never ever gets mentioned. And it was Arsenal in the quarter-final of the Champions League, and it was 1-1 down there, and they came up, and we scored, and then they scored, and it was 1-1, and there was 6 minutes to go. Now, I was there at that game, and I always remember a fella sitting next to me, and he was like this, you know, really sad sack, and he went, we're going out to this lot. I said, no way. I said, he said, there's only 6 minutes to go. I said, 6 minutes. Look at the lads on the pitch. Look at them. And this is while they were celebrating. This is why they were still celebrating. You know, they're adding by, you know, and all this, and the Fabregas. And then straight from the kickoff, Ryan Babel, down the wing, cut in. Toro, what's his name? Colo Toro, he fouled penalty. Steven Gerrard, 5 minutes to go. 4.5 minutes, whatever it was, to go.
Yeah.
And this fella next to me was like a wreck. I said, we got a penalty. And he had me like that then. And I turned to him, and I had the two of us were facing each other like that. Only needed to kiss him. We were facing it because we won the knock. I was there, we had our eyes closed. And we just stayed at the door. And I turned to him and I went, we're going to win this. We're going to win it.
Wow.
And we did. We did. And that was the noise was unbelievable. And that never
It ain't
gets
over. You know, it ain't over till the game is over, innit? You know what I mean? Last minute goals. That's what Liverpool is famous for.
Yeah. Ryan Babel going through when coach just hit it, didn't he? Just hit it over.
Pushed over Fabregas, didn't he? Fabregas couldn't catch him.
And he's Fabregas was grabbing him.
He tried to pull him. He couldn't catch him,
And bang. And he took it so well. And that doesn't get mentioned.
Nah.
Ryan Babel.
I like Ryan Babel. And I know many people didn't see him as a great player, but
isn't that strange?
I really liked him.
I thought he was all right.
Luis Garcia was the best for me.
Lewis.
Yeah.
God,
He never got the praise he should have got either. And Neil Brother, we will be opinionated even if we are winning trophies. There you go. Because we want and deserve the very best. Never sit still, always strive. We want domination because that's what Shankly taught us.
Spot on.
All about that. I'm going to finish on right down. I'm sorry if I'm not going to read out your comments. I'm going to finish right down, lads. I really am. If I don't read any, one of your comments, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to finish on that because poor Frank is absolutely mad. And look at that. Now, this is it. Dean O'Brien. And Dean is a great fella,
I'm sure.
He really is. He's one of the best. He's just a genuine fella. And he says, Foz, I meant no offence my earlier comment, mate. It was a generalisation about how the club is being perceived with negativity all over social media. And that's what I asked. I said, he's not saying this, is he? Because he wouldn't come on it otherwise. I get it when I see it, but I don't want to believe it. I am not doubting your love for the club. I've no right to, lad. We all love the club. I do more than I love my missus. Don't tell her, Frank. I am.
I'm the same.
Big up, Dean, man. Big up, man. Listen, I wasn't upset, Frank, or anything like that.
Isn't that a lovely comment?
Yeah,
this is what I mean. And when he said, I said, look, he's not like that. He's just Liverpool through and through. And I'll just go right down and just go on to the very last.
Frank spoke to my wife yesterday.
Yeah, Louise. Because he gave it a history lesson about France.
I don't know, Frank, I don't know, but did Norm tell you I met him, yeah? Norm in the chat. Anne.
No.
I met him.
No.
Yeah, he pulled me up. Yeah, I met Norm in the outside the stadium. It was brilliant. He's a brilliant guy, mate. Absolutely brilliant guy.
Quality.
Yeah, Foz. That's who you want to meet.
Who's that?
It's my daughter.
Your daughter, yeah. Oh, okay.
She says, I haven't been on for ages. She says, I haven't been on for ages. I'm either working or doing comedy. I will try to get on soon.
She'd tear you apart, Foz.
Yeah? Oh, damn. Gotta start hiding then, mate. when Frank, sends the invitation, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it now.
Do you know what, though? She's always arguing with me. She's always, she's a big red.
Yeah.
She's a massive red, and so's my little granddaughter. But so is the two lads, my grandsons. They're all reds, and they just love Liverpool. They just love them.
Most salad.
Yeah.
I wish people knew what this club means to a lot of people. I just wish that, Frank, people knew.
Well, do you know my little granddaughter? When she was little, she was about, I don't know, 4, 5, something like that. She's 12 now. When Salah came and they started that song off, by Mo Salah, Francis said to her, tell your granddad who's your favourite player. And she went, Mo Salah.
Wow.
I said, Mo Salah? She said, yeah. And she said, sing your granddad the song. And she said, Mo Salah, running down the lane. What can you say about that? And when I pull her up about it, she says, "Oh, wait, Granddad, it was only a little bit."
Yeah. Damn.
But that's
Time
why,
goes fast, mate. Time goes fast.
Scottish. I just subscribed to the Fuzzy
Big
channel.
up Scottish, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys for doing that.
No, lovely.
Thank you, Frank, for put my link in there as well.
You
Don't you need to thank me, man. I enjoy being on here. Trust me, guys. If I could make it every day, I'll come on, man.
And I don't know this lad Solo.
Yeah, Solo is a good kid. He's got
one of your lads.
He's a friend of mine, good friend of mine. He's a brilliant kid.
And there's no. There's no. Do you know what I used to say, Foz? No, it just came on like that, you know, wow. And I'm going, there's the lovely Anne joined us. I was calling her the lovely Anne all the time, reading out, a comment, and he got hold of me a few weeks later. He said, "It's my wife's thing." He said, "My name's Norm."
Yeah, I promised him. Innit? I said to him, like, when I come back, all of us are gonna go out together, man.
Yeah, do you know what Norm calls me, Foz?
Go on.
Sexy beast. He calls me sexy beast.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man.
Scottish birthdays, Francine, plenty of comedy on here. Fucking Coco. And Brian says,
where does she do her stand-up, Frank? Like,
sorry?
Where does she do her stand-up comedy in Liverpool?
Oh, she goes. She's in Manchester tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Okay. She's doing a thing tomorrow. On when is it? Thursday?
Is there a regular place she goes in Liverpool? Or?
She goes all over the place. She goes, around outside Merseyside. As I said, she was in Manchester, and she's going to Manchester this week sometime. She goes all over. She goes around Liverpool as well, you know.
Wow.
Around Liverpool. So that's what she does.
She does swear a lot as well. It's funny, man. Really funny.
Someone said to me, "So when you go," I said, "No, I don't like my daughter swearing."
No.
Yeah, there she is, look. Northwest. She goes around all the Northwest. And so that answers you there, Scottish.
Yeah.
That answers you there. And Steve says, what is Fozy's channel called? The Foz?
Why is he playing with me, mate? That's my mate.
I put the link in there.
But that's my mate. Why is he saying that, man? He works on my channel. Oh, man. What a joke.
And our Francine says, swearing, I've stopped. That's what she said. How she came down today, some little bit of shopping for me. I made me bed. Paid up, you know. And Mickey, hi Frank and lads. Since no purchase of a defensive mid will occur, what is the most possible swap one for you take? The most possible swap. JK.
Our owners. Best swap in the business, that would be for our club.
Is that the joke of the night, Francine? Couldn't even take that one off.
Oh, I think give Francine some jokes. You'll be making the crowd laugh, man. You got to laugh, you know. Football stresses you out sometimes, but you got to laugh. You got to laugh.
Yeah. What was your swap, Darryl?
Probably be Tyler Morton and 20 mil for Edison. Definitely. That'd be a good bit of business.
Do you think
okay?
I think he'd be I think there'd be more than 20 mil though, to be honest, to get at Atalanta to get rid of him for Morton, because Morton is like, let's be honest, he's not a first team, is he?
He's more of a first division player, Frank. I mean, he's done well.
Yeah, championship player.
Or there is another one. Maybe Endo to go back to Stuttgart, and we get that Stilier from Stuttgart. He's DM really good. Stilier.
Yeah.
Good player.
Well, why don't we just swap Denzel for him and cash?
Yeah, do that.
Can I ask you guys a question? What do you guys feel of? What do you feel of Curtis Jones, guys? Like, is he part of your plans?
Not for me.
He's a sponsor.
Not for me.
Is he gonna develop though, guys? That's what I'm asking.
Well, okay.
I've got my doubts. I've got my doubts, you know, about him.
Yeah.
Well, JK and myself, I've actually said it. We've actually said it, and we said it. This season is his last season. He's on that step, and it needs to be up there to step up. Like.
Very important season for that guy.
Exactly what I said, Frank. I said the same thing on my stream. Yeah,
he's had enough. Look, at the end of the day, we always said like he gets very low wages.
Yeah,
and that's the owner's fault as well. You know, give the guy a little increase. You know, he's at the club so long now. He's earning like 15 grand a week. So for me, that's no real motivation for him. But for me, he should love the club so much he should play for free. And I want, you know, like football players. They can get a bit like a bit cocky in that. Like, you know, they're playing for their boyhood club. You know, when he was like 7, 8, he's going to think, I love to play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Now he's there. He's not doing what he needs to do, you know. He's doing it in bits and bobs, don't get me wrong. But in general, his play, I'm very disappointed in that lad.
Exactly. I mean,
I just think,
Frank
okay. Oh, sorry, if I was just going to quickly say, I just think with Curtis Jones, if Slott's on about using him as DM, that could probably kill him at Liverpool.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
it will. He's not strong enough. He's not strong enough.
No.
When he's in front like this, he loses the ball far too easily as well. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like, he's a very timid player. You know, I mean, he's more of a flair player than a DM, to be fair. You know I mean, what I want from him, like Frank said, you guys are spot on what you said. This season is his last season. I mean, if he doesn't make it, he's never gonna make it. He's never gonna make it.
And you remember Foz, the season before last, when we had all them horrible injuries and whatever.
Yeah.
And he came in for the last 10 games.
Yeah.
He was superb.
Yeah.
And then when the season started, the following season, he was in the team and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, he gets injured.
Yeah.
Last season. And he gets sent off. He gets sent off first, then he gets injured.
It's injured, yeah.
And he just went
downhill. Yeah.
That was mad, that.
Yeah.
It was poor. It was very bad. The way, like, he just didn't recover. You're right, Frank. Like, he was part of the issues that we had of like maintaining that, you know, winning last season. He came back from injury, and he wasn't the same player. And we
couldn't find his feet.
Goals. We was conceding goals far too easily when he was on the pitch. People didn't even notice that.
I'm not having this.
This channel should be LSE.
Enzo signed a 5-year extension.
But fair play to Endo. For me, he was probably our best player for a phase of the season. As soon as he went missing and got injured and came back, he had the same sort of Jones effect. You know, couldn't find his feet and stuff. So for me, Endo last season was, I was really impressed in the way he sort of got into like when he first started, he was making fouls all the time, you know.
Yeah.
First half, yellow card, and then slowly got to the pace, being a bit more clever and selective of when he was going to give a foul away, you know, in the second half. But for me, fair play to the lad, he did all right. So I don't really want to hear like any bad vibes towards him. The lad did what he had to do, you know. He's 31 years old.
And don't forget, he had to go to the Asian Cup to play extra games as well. You know what I mean?
And that's what sort of messed him up and messed our season up,
It did mess them up. Yeah, Salah and him, when they came back, the team just wasn't the same anymore.
Salah wasn't right as well. Salah never gets injured, and he got injured.
No, he got injured. He got hamstring, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Steve says, and this applies to you lads here, this should be the really LFC channel.
100%.
Real fans on here. Is it not a beautiful?
100%. No doubt about that.
Thank you, mate. Thank you so much. And bringing in Edison for Morton Cash, interesting. Yes, Enzo for Stiller sounds like a possible one.
Yeah.
And Norman says, I like Decore at Palace. very good on the ball and has a good engine on him. Brilliant tackler, and he will sit in front of the back four and cover.
Good point.
Yeah, he's been out for 9 months.
I haven't seen it. It must be a serious injury for him to be that.
that long, knee ligament, cruciate knee ligament.
It was. You got to avoid that. Knee injuries. Yeah. I've had a few knee injuries. Once it starts going ligaments and all that stuff, just let it go, man. Don't bother. Ederson is a more of an option, in my opinion, now. I mean, to get than any other player. I mean, so that's the guy we should be going for.
And we'll end on this, lads, and it's just a pure, unadulterated piss tea. And it's by Steve, you'll never walk alone. Bellingham joins LFC tonight. FSG paid 400 million release clause.
Yeah, it was his brother Joby.
From Sunderland, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norman says the FSG dictionary, spin, monitoring next summer. No value, stats, resale, ran out of time.
Yep.
How about that? Listen, boys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been great tonight. It really has. The chat's been superb. It really has been superb.
And Jaden wants to remember Slaughter's goal, Yotta's first goal the other day. What a ball! See, that's why I want Trent. What I want him to do: get the ball from the right, swing it in, bang, goal.
Exactly, bro.
Top finish. What a goal! You know, that's what makes Trent one of the best. So we need to stick to what he's good at and just do that.
He hasn't done that much, has he, recently, Jake?
He hasn't. 2 years.
I missed that. I
really
missed
2 years of his career.
I really missed it. You know what it is, guys? Like, him and Robertson were the catalyst, in it, for creating chances for the team, innit?
Yeah.
Back in when we were successful. And then I think the season after, when we started going down, you know, when we finished third, people started marking them. That's what happened to Trent. This is why he lost his way when that happens. But the thing is, now we've got creativity from every direction. They could go back to where they were before, if you agree with me, guys.
If they really want to, yeah.
Yeah. So now they're not going to get marked anymore, because there's dangerous players all over the pitch, like McAllister, Soboslai, Salah, Diaz, etc. So we've got so many creative players. And Jota, I don't know if you guys noticed about the other day about Jota. He played in a Firmino role. He dropped deep. He passed that pass to Soboslai to pass to Diaz and score as well.
That was an unbelievable pass.
Yeah. People forget that.
I was
not just top.
I think I was talking to Daryl about that. I said,
yeah, he was, yeah.
I said, do you know who pushed that ball? And it was Jota.
Yeah.
That was some ball, the weight of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just ran onto his Soboslai, and Soboslai just to his left and bang.
There you go.
Yeah, but even with Diaz, Frank, like, how can people be talking about getting rid of Diaz after the way he played on Sunday? He was magnificent Sunday.
He was brilliant. I got to be real. He was brilliant. I have my reservations about him sometimes, because I don't, for a winger, guys, like I've said it before to you guys. The issue I have with Diaz is I'm not comparing him with Mane. You can't compare anyone with Mane. Let's be realistic, guys. Let's be realistic here. With Diaz, if he doesn't score the goals, what else does he offer, guys? There's no creativity. He can't get past the player. He was still struggling the other day to get past players. You saw the right back had him in his pocket majority of the time. But I want more. I'm not asking him to be Mane, but if you can't score goals, contribute something. Even Mane in his bad games, he was contributing something, which is the defensive side. Do something.
Do you know what? Honestly, I've said this to JK on a number of occasions, on Daryl. Yeah. Every time that Liverpool came under pressure, the defence last season, where was the ball lobbed to? It was lobbed to Diaz. Yeah. Fell in front of him, and he always ran.
Oh, that way. Oh, yeah.
Towards the 18-yard box. He always ran it, and it relieved the defence. That was every game. Mm-hmm. So, he contributed to me in that way, because he relieved the defence being under. As Dino said before, big gaps in the defence. That's why I said that's why we need a D.
Mate, I've never seen a player terrorise Kyle Walker like he does. I mean, he just took him for the cleaner. Yeah.
Kyle Walker. So we swap him. Anyway, I've got to say these are like good night, Frank. Enjoyed listening to the show. Take care, JK, Fozzie, and Darryl says Paul.
Take care, Paul.
Big up, Paul,
Like
man.
Paul.
Big up.
That's
Steve
Paul.
says, great chat, lads.
Cheers, Steve.
And Norman, great host, great panel, great chat. Sleep well, and you'll never walk alone always.
Right, no.
Big
That's
up,
Norman.
Mom.
And that's for
Happy
you,
birthday
Frank.
to your wife, Anne, yeah? It was her
How's the way
birthday, I
down?
think, yesterday, you wrote. Happy birthday.
So how do you get on this channel, says Brian? How do I get on your channel?
Oh, I'll put my link in there. And I
Post
put
the link,
Fozzie's in
yeah.
there a few times, yeah. I'll put my link
Okay.
in there as well.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Nunes scores on Saturday and it was offside.
A good little finish there.
He did, didn't he? And Brian, cheers, man. You'll never walk alone.
Bless, bro.
Later,
And
mate.
Steve says, Frank, how do I join your channel? I don't know what you mean. You mean get on like Fozzie there and Darryl, and do you mean that to come on live? Because I'll invite anyone on. You know that.
Yeah.
So if you let me
Yeah,
know,
if anyone wants to come on, yeah.
if you let me know now before the shutdown,
Go on, Steve.
you know, because he has joined the channel, hasn't he? So
Yeah, he subscribed, of course.
you know, so if he said, how about me coming on live, you know, just something like that. Misinterpretations. Misinterpretations. So listen, boys, Fozzie,
Mm.
you're a brilliant red, mate.
Thank you, Frank.
And I
Thank
mean
you.
that. I don't say that to many people, you know.
Mm.
I always remember this fella at Rome
Yeah.
in '84. Was it '84? And was it? No, when was it? When was it? Was it 80? Was it 81? We were in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 80?
Is it when we beat Real Madrid? You talking about?
No, that
Great
was
Ken-
Paris. That was Paris. That was
Rome.
Paris.
84. I think you're talking about.
81 was Paris.
Is Joe
It was
Joe
84,
Fagan's?
wasn't
Yeah, 84. Yeah.
It was 84.
Yeah.
And I always remember this fella. He just turns around to me. And he says, I've seen you a few times. I said, oh, have you? He said, yeah. You know, at the game at Anfield.
Mm.
And a few other, you know, like finals or whatever. And he said, you've got an heart as big as. Now, he said, you've got an heart as big as the liver bird.
Wow.
And, you know,
Wow.
to say that, and that's what I'm saying to you.
Mm.
Because I've never known anyone. There's a bunch of lads who do, and I know them, and they go everywhere
Yeah.
watching the Reds home
Yeah.
and away. One lad named Stephen Metcalf, he said, I'm missing the match, and it was the opening day. He says, I'm missing it. He was the best man on his brothers wedding. That was the first match he missed in 40 years.
Yeah.
I bet he's trying to persuade him to do it on Sunday.
Home and away, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, so
I can't remember ever missing a match. Even if I didn't attend, I can't remember missing it on TV either. I gotta be real. Even it's crazy, like the amount of games we've watched down the years. I can't remember. But listen. I'll go anywhere for Liverpool, Frank. That's how much I love this football club. I went to Turkey to watch the Super Cup as well. Even that we got squashed outside the stadium. You know, like my wife fell to the floor. It was crazy atmosphere, man, in the Turkish ground. But yeah, I went down there to support the lads.
Well, when you come again up to the, you know, to see Liverpool play at Anfield, you've got to come and visit them.
Frank, I said I will. This time it was a quick trip in it. I just arrived back in it, so but it's gotta be when I'm fresh.
Norman said the same.
Yeah.
He was at the game.
Yeah, he
Why
was.
didn't he come? He's
Sorry,
already
Norm.
Norman, by the way.
Sorry, Norm.
But he's always
Frank,
you know, he has been. Sorry, Darryl. Come on.
and Frankie makes the best cup of tea.
Oh,
He says so. And he
Daryl,
says,
do you live not too far from Frank or
Frank's
different city?
famous tea. That's what it is. Frank's famous cup of tea. But anyway, Steve says, I want to come on your channel with Crybaby K-Mac only. No,
We can't say that. We can't say that, man. Come on.
honestly, God, you won't be coming on with everybody won't be coming on the channel anyway. And Bryce went to Spain one time, and a lad told me always remember the words "choo choo" came out of a nightclub at 4 a.m. Felt a pain in my back, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Give me your wallet." All right. Don't be saying things. He makes a nice brew, says Norman there. And I say, you know. Well, anyway, lads, I've got to finish on that wonderful note. And I love you for it. So, you know, I've got Thursday to do. And Fozzie, if you're not doing nothing on Thursday,
I'm off.
there you go. Well, the link's always there for you anyway.
Yeah. Appreciate that, guys.
Daryl, thank you.
cheers, Frankie. Cheers, Foz, JK.
Come on, Daryl. Always.
See you on Thursday, if you're there.
Yes, mate. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
And no, you're saying that's a JK, you know, because he always thinks so. So you're JK. Thanks a lot, lads. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Worries.
Without you chat, there'd be no channel, there'd be no stream, there'd be no podcast, and you wouldn't be listening to these wonderful people who knows football, by the way. They know football. Thanks, lads. Thank you, chat.
No,
Take care.